Baddest bitch on the block, Kelvin Unique. We are here in the studio. I'm not really complaining today. Come send a note to Keith later. Shout out to Keith. He left us a wonderful step-by-step manual on how to get this thing going today. And hopefully y'all can actually hear us and we actually have everything in order so you all can hear us. We got some guests coming in later today, but they're just a little bit late. Is that just like CPT? Is that what's going on?
Black people are always late. Let me see if I can get this off the shoulder. Hold on.
Get that off your shoulder.
I'm gonna see if I can do like an off the shoulder moment today.
Off the show. We're trying to fix it on the StreamYard to get that. While Eric is doing that and being a hoochie daddy.
Hoochie mama. What's the song?
Humpback that hoochie mama. Yeah. Or the song actually could be.
Oh.
Haven't pulled that one out the bag in a long time.
I know. I don't know.
No, speaking of nasty, classy, sleazy, trashy. So I'm walking.
Oh my God.
I'm walking, getting my life together, walking down the street, getting ready to get into the Uber. And out the window, someone yells at me, "Hey, where you going with them little ass baby shorts on?" And I'm like, wait, are they talking to me?
They
and
have
like,
to be.
Yeah, I look and it's like, where you going with them little ass shorts on, nigga? And I'm like, God bless you. Because I don't know what to say. Like, are you attacking me? Are you hollering at me? Like, what are you doing? He said, okay, God bless you too, baby boy. And I said, oh, he was hollering.
Mm-hmm.
But take off your Trey voice, because at that point I felt like you were about to attack me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like what you see, you said you look good in them shorts, not where you going in them shorts. Like, because I would have been more receptive. But that lets me know that it's officially Hoochie Daddy season.
Right.
And I have my thighs are out
right
today.
Mm-hmm.
And we are ready for some foolery.
Welcome to my world.
Do people catcall you?
Mm-hmm. I'm never wearing clothes.
Damn, that's how you feel?
Look at me right now, Calvin.
You giving a real like Whitney Houston off the shoulder, I will always love you bodyguard.
Real clavicle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of love it, but at the same time, you never know how to read. You never know how to read the people, because it's like, are you hollering at me or do we have to fight?
Exactly. That's how I was ready for both.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually ready for both. Like the hood ass nigga and Kelvin was about to come out. Like I was like, wait, time out. I went to HBCU. My people from Jersey. We got Blades. What's up? And then the other one was
now we got Blades.
Another was like, oh. Well, thank you. So I say all this to say, please make sure we know what you're doing.
Yes, be intentional.
Lead with something a little bit more friendly if you're gonna holler at us.
Especially as Black gay males, like we have to always, well, not we, because the whole community does not necessarily exude the feminine energy, but for those of us who do, we never know how to read it, because it's like we're just existing. And then a lot of people, when you're trying to holler, like that gets me going. But like I say all that to say, be intentional because you'll confuse the girls. So yes, y'all, happy Sunday. We are going to get into some things. I think our guests are here, so it's time to have a party. While Kelvin gets them, I'm going to talk to y'all about my week. Bitch, let me tell y'all. Hey, hi guests. Y'all stopped me right before I got into the whole spiel. Welcome. Feel free to sit. Let me get y'all headphones on. Good. How are you?
Eric, this is Jeremy.
We're actually live on the show, so we can start it when y'all get there. So we have to introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm just going to help y'all get set up real quick. Okay, I'm going to pull my shoulders up.
Yeah. Some people that are familiar with the Good Right family. Keno's familiar with the Good Right family. Go ahead and tell everybody.
Welcome back, baby.
Hello. Hi, everybody. It is good to be back.
Yeah. And then Jer.
Hello.
There we go.
He's not muted. He just wasn't talking in the mic. That's what it was. Put that mic in your face.
All right, now. Don't start. It's whole season. Not put that mic in your face.
Two, apparently.
You heard.
I did hear. Apparently, it's Hoochie Daddy season 2.
Hoochie Daddy.
A whole cat called Daddy.
Okay, I said, wow. Look at me.
I love when the girls are spotlighted.
I said, what? My legs?
Mm-hmm. With Brittany on too.
And the shorts are approved. So now I see what all the hype is about.
FUCK me.
It's giving very much I'm a slave for you.
Okay.
FUCK me.
Right. How are y'all? It's so good to have you back,
It is so good to be back. I'm blessed. I'm good. Everything is going really, really well. I was so excited to see you. You give me life, especially really.
Thank
I
you,
truly live for Eric Devontae post. It's great.
I love you. You are such a joy. When's the last time you were here? I know that was months back, but
it was about a year ago.
Really?
I think I came for Memorial Day last year. So yeah, it was about a year ago. yeah, so it's, once again trying to make my yearly trip. Just gotta come back again, come back around. But
Yes, and I saw y'all were hitting the streets.
Literally.
yeah,
DragCon.
yeah, yes, DragCon yesterday was lit.
So,
It was
I had
wonderful.
no clue what DragCon was, so I had to get like a little verse. Jer had to let me know what exactly DragCon was because I ain't know.
Calvin is one of the gays that doesn't embrace RuPaul's Drag Race, and it hurts my heart. But I realize,
Hurts my heart when people tell me they don't watch Drag Race. I'm like, how are you gay and don't watch? But I'm like, no,
you know,
it's fine.
because we're not a monolith, so I respect
Right.
that some people don't, necessarily watch
Right.
Drag Race.
Get
But
it.
for me, I've been watching since season 1.
Literally.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yes.
Love it.
Obsessed.
I
don't
didn't know
miss
that
a
Bob the
season.
Drag Queen won. I was
Yeah, he did not
I
know
was
this.
shocked.
He did not
Yeah,
know
what was
this.
it? Season 8.
Season
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
So DragCon was great. Yesterday RuPaul was like DJing, and that was like the hype. That made my day. Like seeing him,
Really?
his ass is literally just fist pumping up there, getting his life. But yeah, it's really fun. Like there was a lot of queens. It was really big, like big. But yeah, I had a really nice time. I am not drag obsessed, but definitely like invested in the franchise. When you've been watching for so long, you're just like, yeah. So I need to get my life. Some of the season 14 queens were there. Some of your favorites were there. I took a picture with Mariah Paris Balenciaga.
She's I saw that.
Oh,
Stunning. Stunning.
And Lala Ree, that was just everything.
Oh my
Lala Ree is
gosh.
great. Let me give a shout out to Lala Ree for actually selling the bags. That
We'll
she
fill you
put.
in, baby. Don't even worry.
Those
Yeah,
$5
we-
bags that she got
yes.
for $1.
The
I
little
know.
pink and purple bag.
Yes.
I'll
She
pull
went
up
a brand.
I'll pull up a picture
I
for
thought you were gonna
context
say
so you
Lala
can like.
Anthony
Oh well,
Or
no,
Lala
that's the one
Milan.
event you probably haven't seen her yet.
or Lala Milan.
I might see Lala Milan at DragCon one year. I can see,
Maybe.
she should be a
Yeah.
guest judge on RuPaul one year. I could see that for
I
her.
can see that. I'm waiting for Lil Nas X to be a guest judge.
That
That
was
would be a
coming.
great
It is
premiere
coming.
episode. That would be a
Absolutely.
great premiere episode. Like amazing.
Yes,
they had,
absolutely.
they had Lizzo this year. That was good.
Lizzo's so good. Okay, so do you know the premise of like RuPaul's Drag Race?
Oh, I watched a few episodes.
Okay, so yeah, DragCon is essentially like a huge think Comic-Con, but like for drag queens. So
Okay.
all the season queens from like 1 to 14, even some of the
And
international
it's put
seasons.
on by the RuPaul
Yeah,
Drag
it's put on
Race.
by the franchise.
Okay.
The
By-
franchise.
by the RuPaul.
by the RuPaul.
Mhm.
That one.
Okay.
So everyone comes together, and then each queen, like, they come out first, and they have like booths for meet and greets, and like you get to like see some of the fashions that they wore on the show, some of their most iconic moments. Hence why they're talking about Lala Ree with the bag, because she had a
Oh, I
design
have a-
challenge where she put together a bunch of like birthday bags, but
I have a picture for context. for
yeah,
Calvin, so you
and
can
that's
get
what
the
she
full
came up
backstory.
with.
Oh,
She literally glued bags to a corset, and it was deemed probably the worst look of
Worst.
the season. And yet now it's iconic. And she was selling those bags at DragCon for $5. I was like, work.
And she has shirts with
Get-
that outfit.
Get
Really?
your coin.
Yes.
Yes, get your coin.
I don't think
sis.
it looks rushed.
Now the
that's the
thing is,
thing,
when you
it's-
watch the show and you see design challenges and people are making like high fashion garments with like sleeping bags and plastic bags and all types of random materials, and then you see her come out in this, you're like,
Wait, so I know that the premise of it is like you are a drag queen performer
Mhm.
and you come out and you do the runway challenges and the challenge right on the runway, right? And you have to lip sync for your life at the end, right? If you're down to the bottom. But what I did not know is that it was Project Runway as well. So
Yeah.
you have
Facts,
to
yeah.
actually know how to cut and sew outfits.
you have to be
You
a
gotta-
jack of all trades for Drag Race.
It benefits you to know how to sew, but there have been many queens who have gone on the show that has no sewing ability.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
it's
RuPaul
sometimes
was-
it shows, sometimes it, there have been some queens that have won challenges with hot glue.
Mhm.
They don't,
Yeah.
like,
very
they
much
don't
so.
get assistance. They
No.
gotta-
No.
No, unless a queen in the room helps you. Like that's them being
yeah,
nice.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
But it's so crazy because RuPaul will literally tell you, "Why are you on Drag Race and you don't know how to sew?"
14
Like, you got-
seasons
yes.
later.
The show has evolved because like at the beginning of the season, it was very handy and crafty. Those queens were in there with fabric and they were sewing and cutting and everything. But now, since the show has gotten so much,
They have a budget.
popular, they have a budget. Like very much, a lot of the drag is can be done by designers. So there's some challenges that there are some runways where they know they're not going to have to make anything. They know it's just a specific theme, and they like, yep, I got an outfit for that. So let's go ahead and get that together. But
Right.
it's changed a lot. It's definitely entertaining. Like you can literally watch Drag Race for hours and just binge it, and it just makes it just fun to watch. But DragCon is just like an extension of RuPaul just trying to get the queens some extra coin and
Mhm.
franchise. There was kids there. There were a lot of things in the community, like in the LA community, that were there too. Like they had different booths. bars, places, all types of things. So it was more than just the queens there as well. Like if you wanted to set up a booth, you could have registered at Drag Con and you could have got some business there. So it was it was really nice, like really positive. I think it's still going on today actually. So it was really
It's probably the last day today.
yeah, it's still his last day, but it was still really nice. You can see your favorite queens, get pictures, all types of stuff. We saw Taste yesterday,
Ooh.
and when I tell you, and I'll pull up a picture for
Stunning,
context.
stunning
Yes.
queen. You Drag Race UK, no?
Yeah.
Drag Race
Okay,
UK,
so Taste
international franchise.
is a drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Stunning.
a
I'll
picture
get you
in a bag.
I'll get you a picture, Dad.
We're gonna get you there, but really, like, I love Drag Race because it's the Olympics of drag. It's not your
Yes,
simple hamburger
facts.
Mary drag. It's like you have to know how to do. You have to be able to act. You have to be able to do comedy. You have to be able to sew. You have to be able to dance. You have to be able to do
Be all around
everything.
And
entertainment.
then on top of
Yes.
all that, you have to be unique as well.
Yes,
Something has to stand out about you.
that like we've
Yes.
never seen, especially after 14 seasons and a few international ones. So it's like it's such an art form,
There's a
and that's why I have so much
showcase.
respect for it. It's just the fact that these
Okay.
some men, because not all of them identify as men, but like some of these men are just like the illusion of drag is just like spectacular to me. I'm a fanatic.
Shea
A
Coulee,
finesse.
top tier.
I've always.
Like what else can be said? But yeah,
Nothing.
it's great. Yeah, it's great. But it
So
was
did Taste win?
No,
No,
but
but-
she was a finalist.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about Drag Race is that even if you don't win, you can still get a lot of, your brand will grow. Like it still benefits you. So it's like everybody kind of wins for going on the show.
You
Unless
just
go
got to
on
know how to
first.
market yourself.
Facts.
Literally.
And you got to be likable too. I think
Yeah.
that helps as well.
Absolutely.
Who else did we see? Stacey Lane Matthews was there. Lifford, like some old school queens, like that. That was my everything. So it was wonderful.
I love that. All right. Well, that was enough free promo for Drag Race.
Right.
Hopefully you
Right,
have us
literally.
on at some point, some
Exactly.
guest judge panelists. Quite
Oh,
possibly.
yeah.
Kevin, once we get you up to par, we'll market you in there.
Sure.
But enough about that. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm
Talk to
doing
me.
well. I'm
Okay,
doing
you
well.
got catcalled this
I
morning.
got catcalled this morning. Yesterday, me and Lavelle, we went out. We had a boys' day.
I saw super
Yes,
cute.
Yes. For those who are on my Instagram, Lavelle is not my nigga.
I feel like you say that every
Every time.
day
to be
after
clear.
you hang out with Lavelle.
And every time I still get those. Y'all look so cute together. Oh.
Don't we all have
this-
that one friend that was
and
just
I'm
like, y'all
like,
look so good together, but that's
Once
not.
again, please, a reminder that is Ashton and I am Jerome. We are our alter
Mhm.
egos when we are together, and we are here to wreak havoc on you and your boyfriend. So we are not together,
Right.
but we will be together with you.
There you
So I
have
just
it.
want to put that
Period.
out there once again. Yeah. And
How-
also every nigga I post in my IG, I'm not with. Because that happened the same time when I went to Vegas last weekend. Because I haven't
Mhm.
seen you.
Mhm.
I missed you.
I miss you
And
too.
I went to Vegas and I posted a picture of my wonderful friend Nigel, who I love deeply. And
Mm.
it was like, oh, yeah, a cute couple. I would not post my boyfriend on IG yet.
How long does it take for you to post a boyfriend?
Till we married.
Ooh.
Damn.
Till we
I
married.
think
Got
until I know
time.
he won't.
Damn.
What's in your business? They
Ooh.
got time
That's
for
true. The
that.
girls be digging up dirt.
But
The
I
minute
love
you
They got
post,
time.
I love
Right.
Nigel. Hold on. Shout out to Nigel. I don't
It
want to
did-
think he's
Nigel with
trash.
the locks?
Shout out to Nigel. Yes.
I mean,
No, not
does
to
it
Nigel.
just have to be like a solo picture, or can it be like a group picture? Like, what if it's like you, your nigga, and like y'all went on like a group date or something?
I would
like
feel
that.
a way if I was the partner in a group picture.
I think
Like,
there's,
don't
you
let
know,
that be the only
there's
time you
sometimes
post.
I've learned that the kids call it pre-launching.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Pre-launching your boo.
Okay.
I like that.
I
I
like,
like
do.
that.
You like y'all out to dinner. You like show like the
The
neck
play
down.
and then the
Yeah,
silhouette.
you show like you show
Mhm.
like you're out to dinner first,
Pre-launching,
and then you
Shout out
slowly
Gen
start to
X.
show like a hand, and then you slowly start like a shoulder,
Okay.
and then eventually when the full launch comes on, then you show like, okay, we're official.
Got it.
I think pre-launching after maybe 4 or 5 months may be cool. The
Okay.
pre-launch.
I think that's sturdy.
And then after that, maybe like a post without a tag.
So pre-launching is the Wizard Kelly phase.
Yes, pre-launching is the Wizard Kelly phase. So I think
Gotcha. I
pre-launch
like
Bay
that.
first to build some of that, like, okay, people stay out my DMs
Mm-hmm.
because niggas start checking, asking who's that. And then once officially be like, okay, here we are, but I'm not gonna tag him because I don't want people going to his page and being nosy like I would on some other people's pages.
Right. I mean, but I find that when people find that you're semi off the market, that's when they go in your DM.
Absolutely.
These bitches have no decorum,
Absolutely.
no
None.
class.
Absolutely.
These bitches haven't been anywhere nice.
They want what they
You can
don't have.
tell.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, that's when it becomes the most attractive, is when it's like, oh, well, I can't have that, so I gotta have it now.
Right.
And it's funny because me and Lavelle were out yesterday. He gonna kill me for telling the story. And we were walking around and we were waiting for the bathroom. And it was a gentleman I thought was rather handsome. Hey, Hey, daddy, if you listen.
I know that's right.
And he was coming out the bathroom, so I flirted with him a little bit. But Lavelle was standing next to me the entire. We were together, like not together, but we were hanging out together, you know. So I go to the bathroom, and as soon as I go to the bathroom, 3 niggas attack him. They attack him all on him, like, hey, can you take this picture? Like, I come out, he taking a picture. The man got his like arm around his waist. I come out like, the fuck is going on here? So I'm like, yo, the bathroom water not working no more. He's like, oh, and everybody's like, oh. But I was playing. I didn't really care. But if that was my man and y'all gonna huddle up on him like that,
The girls don't
they
care.
have
don't
no
care.
coup.
When they see you happy, they want you to be unhappy.
They
To
jumped
match
in
their
that
stilo.
man so fast. I
Miserable
said,
bitches.
If we was together for real, that would have been a whole ass fight. That
Yeah,
is
you would have been
hilarious,
fighting
though.
in that bathroom.
No, they would have been dead. It would have been on the news.
I think that's one of my biggest fears. Like once I get into that space, it's like having to engage the other girls because it's like I'm pseudo crazy. I found a calm balance at this point in life, but like I don't play shit like that. Don't play with me. Don't try and embarrass me. Like if it's clear that this is the person I'm with, don't you dare.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah.
Facts. But I
I
need
just
that.
thought that was
I
funny.
like. I see. Like I like that kind of protection. Like if it was like somebody comes up after me when I'm like my nigga walks away, like please have him circle back around and say that I'm crazy because I would be like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I shouldn't have to. If it's like understood in that like dynamic that we're together, then I shouldn't have to always like. I can still protect myself, but I still shouldn't have to like come to always. But you should be watching my back. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like looking over
Yeah.
the shoulder type of thing. So,
Yeah.
I get that.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you had Lavelle's back. Like you were just like, no, ain't no one's gonna like, do nothing crazy while I'm around. And this is my besties.
Yeah, at least they tried it behind my back. I do respect their tenacity for that. Because they would try it in my face.
Is tenacity the word?
Audacity.
Mm.
Audacity.
one of those
Audacity.
cities. One of those cities.
I want to tell this story, but I don't know if we have time in this first segment.
It's okay. We'll be back.
I went to Vegas. Me and Nigel. Shout out to Nigel. Had a wonderful weekend with Nigel, and we were standing. We went to the John Legend concert.
Mhm.
So I love John Legend.
That had to be a
I
sad ass
loved it.
concert.
No, it was good because John has lots of love songs. Has upbeat songs. People forget about like old school John Legend. He started to show like what old school Get Lifted John Legend. Like Let's Get Lifted, So High, all that. And we are enjoying the concert. We're standing enjoying a concert.
Hmm.
Tell me why these YT people had the audacity
Yeah, YT people.
to ask me to sit down. Ask me and I just sit down.
Why?
They came. One girl came from the back. She was like, she walked up. She's like, oh, excuse me. I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead. She's like, oh no, my boyfriend bought us really bad tickets over there, and you guys are standing. I know you all are enjoying the concert, but can you all sit down?
No.
I said, go back to the back. Thank you. I said, thank you. No. And then another dude came from like the other side. Was like, he was an upbeat song. So he came like, yeah, this concert's right. You having a good time? I said, yeah, I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time, man? He said, yeah, but we have a greater time. It was like, sir, get away from me.
It was the
Sir,
audacity.
get away from me. And he was like, no, I just want to know if you all could. I said, security, because security was. I said, security.
Did you
this
really
is-
call security?
Oh, I can't that shit. Security, this is not his seat, and he's harassing me.
Mhm.
And security said, huh? And then he walked away. And then the little asshole, he's standing center back there. He's like, we're dancing because we're having fun at a concert,
Mhm.
because it's what you do at a concert.
Right.
Mhm.
And he's gonna end up between like, these people don't care if nobody sits down because they're assholes. I said, sir, I can't help that you bought those badass seats. I'm coming to see John Legend. You have a lot of hate in your heart, and I hope God fixed that. I pray covering over your life. And everybody started laughing at him.
Shout out to
And
you
he
for
shut up.
praying.
And he shut up for the rest of the show because he felt embarrassed.
Was he white, black?
Well, he was light skinned. He had white friends.
Oh,
I don't think he had any black friends.
suburban
It
Because,
area.
shows. It
because the
shows.
auntie group that was right in front of us,
Mhm.
oh, they was having a ball,
Cutting up.
cutting up,
Love it.
yelling, screaming, having the time of their lives. But this I say all to say, stop trying to police black joy.
Yes.
Okay, that was affirmation.
Okay.
Absolutely.
affirmation.
Right, I
That
felt
was
it.
the
I
time.
felt
Okay,
it.
stop trying to police black joy.
Mhm.
I hate that. We're at a concert. I can see if there was a 5th grade rehearsal recital. I could see if this was Congress. I could see if we were at a play.
Mhm.
I could see if we were at an opera.
Ooh, you said play. That just kind of put some spirit. But continue.
We're
There's been
not
a lot
at
with
we're,
plays this week.
we're not at a place that's supposed to be sit down. And John kept begging for people to stand up and dance. But YT people in Vegas don't have that culture. So I get it.
Mm.
But the show was so black I was not expecting
I
the show
love
to be that
that.
black. It was so black in that Jill Scott meme.
I love it.
So, it was.
That's what I'm
I
talking
said,
about.
People with afros, people break dancing and shit.
To John Legend.
It's a John Legend.
So what song?
Not like not all of me. He had different sectors. So he had like his upbeat section, then he had like sit at the piano. And when he played the piano, we sat down where it's appropriate to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
So all those haters, girl, fuck y'all.
Period.
Girl, fuck
We're
y'all.
not policing black joy.
That's it.
They never want to see us.
That's
But
it.
that's okay though.
You know, I'm noticing that's the trend early on in this show.
Mhm.
We spoke about bitches trying to break up your homes before you fully move in. You at the concert, they want you to sit down.
Yeah.
Bitches don't want to see you do well.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And old Kelvin would have sat down, but new Kelvin, I was like, the fuck no. Stand up too. It's a show.
Mhm.
You're gonna get a better show if you give the energy back to the place. And we pay good
Good money.
price
Yeah.
for this ticket. And
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy said
Mhm.
concert.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go to the bar.
Did you drink this time?
No.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
You back on the cleanse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just got my edibles in my purse though.
You and the edibles, you have really taken off with them things.
Mhm.
Essential.
You know, I'm not an edible person. I like to be in control of consumption, and you never know when an edible is gonna hit.
That's very
So I'm
true.
very flower based, but like, well, are you done with your week?
I am done with my week.
So, what's today? Sunday.
Yes.
So 2 days ago, I had a mini asthma attack, and I spent my scary time.
Scary time.
Spent my Friday evening in the ER, the most ghetto place on earth. And this is like one of those low income emergency rooms. I
Oh,
can't wait till
God.
I make it off the hood. It was just a lot. So so this pop-up shop that I'm working at, they have us there at least on the weekends for 11 hours per shift. So I wasn't able to complete that because I was like wheezing and shit, and it was like almost 90 degrees. I was like, oh girl, I can't do this. So then I went to the ER, and then got out of there. I'm supposed to be home until like the 17th, but I was like, you know what? I can't miss the podcast. So da 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 da. But then also my dumbass being rebellious, I tried to like smoke. Girl, I almost died.
Died.
God.
Yes.
I almost died.
Yes.
I was like, oh wow, okay. I put the bong down. I said, all right, let's go meditate.
Yeah. It's just
And-
not in the cards today. Not
just
not
not
for
it
me.
today.
No. not-
No, but what I will say is that I actually feel fine without the weed.
Mhm.
Like I'm like, I wonder how long I'll keep this up. Maybe not that long,
Yeah.
but like still, maybe after this week, next week, just to get my lungs back to full capacity. So the edibles.
But when you smoke again,
It's
Mhm.
gonna be the best thing in the world.
that first hit, you will be lifted.
I know.
Like it's always like after you kind of like take a break, you're just like, damn, I haven't smoked in a couple days. It's like, okay, let me smoke. And as soon as you get it, it's like, okay, this is hitting me a lot. My tolerance is down. This is hitting me a
Exactly.
lot stronger than it normally
Right.
would. So it's gonna have to hit you. But I love that though. Like sometimes you just need to kind of just like take a break, a cleanse, and just
Yes.
gotta change stuff around. You know what I mean? When you get stuck in a routine or you're doing something every day, you can realize like, is this good? Is this bad? Like let me step away
Right.
from it for a minute. I usually don't stop smoking unless I like go home or something like that, unless
I
I'm
feel
like
that.
forced to. But if it's just like I either run out or something like that, which normally I try not to let happen, but
Mhm.
but it's just like, yeah, you need to kind of just change things up, you know,
Yeah.
lighten the load a little bit.
Yeah, like
and obviously let your lungs recover. I mean, you don't we need you to breathe.
obviously we doing the 2-hour talk show, and it's like, bitch, all right, die on the mic if you want to. That would low key be iconic.
That would
But
actually
traumatic.
take us to the next level.
Yeah, but traumatic. Because then what are you gonna do after that? You would have to do a whole new
I'll
rebrand.
have to milk it. I'll have to milk your death for like months.
Yeah, I mean, other people are doing it in Hollywood.
Yeah.
hmm
The game.
The game.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Oh, milking Nipsey Hussle's death.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Oh.
I want to milk the game. Dry. Gay. I would dry that man
Put
out.
it on a t-shirt.
A
I
beautiful
would
thing.
dry
Put it
that man
on
out.
a
Oh, yes.
t-shirt.
He would lose his muscle mass,
He's on the list.
his ability to
Mhm.
think. I would suck the moisture out his body. He wouldn't even be able to drool.
The
You
only
remember
thing
when
going through your
SpongeBob
mind.
when he dried up at Sandy's house?
Yeah.
just
Bitch,
like
yes,
that.
Yes.
and be happy for the
Period.
rest of the day.
Baby,
I live.
you ain't had no buns like a Krabby Patty. So yeah, aside from oh well, I'm excited. So
Very
yeah,
happy.
aside from that, what else has been going on? I've been doing this pop-up shop. I feel like I've been really mellow as of late. I feel like I've been in my head more than ever. for the last few weeks, and I'm currently trying to work myself out of that. Kind of like I've been getting a lot of universal messages to get out of my own way, and I've been feeling those blockages. So now I'm kind of just like, what can I do? How can I recalibrate to make sure I am as productive as possible? But I think my perspective is shifting. Like I want my productivity now just to be for my soul as opposed for success. I think before I was very success driven. It was like, if I'm not doing this, I'm not going to get to this point, and my dreams are not going to manifest in the time that I would hope that they would. Now I'm kind of just like, I just want to get out of my own way, because I don't feel like you should think so hard where it blocks your natural existence.
Yeah.
The things that you are most compelled to do, like something as simple as making a TikTok. Like if you're like, I want to make a series of TikToks and da 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 da, I want to be able to do that because I just want to do it, and not necessarily because I want it to go viral or shit. Like as I get older, I don't really care anymore. I realize certain things are gonna happen in a certain time frame, but like I have been in my own way, just like the outer world insecurities of like, how are people gonna receive this and blah 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 blah. But I realize like overthinking is exhausting, and it's probably why I'm sick.
Yeah.
It's probably why I'm sick.
Yeah, I think
in
that
part.
we put our own stressors on ourselves, and our body literally shuts down because they're telling you to shut down.
Yeah. Stress is really a killer.
Yeah.
I heard this quote from my life planner like 2 weeks ago, and then I saw it on social media too. And at first I was like, oh, this is over dramatic. Stress is a killer. Like it really releases some type of energy in your body, and then it just like starts to wear you down. So, you know, I think I'm in a recovery period, and I'm just trying to be more intentional and figure out what I want, what I need. Even my focus on men has kind of shifted. I had a period where I was just very like, oh my God, I have to make sure I'm here for this guy and make sure he knows that I'm still interested. Now I'm kind of just like, bitch, all right, let's get back to square one, which is me, and just figuring that stuff out. So I'm excited to see how this period of transformation goes for me. It's a very interesting time.
It's also maturity.
Yeah.
I think as the older we get, the more we realize those things that we cannot control, and those things that are in the hands of other people don't matter as much. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Absolutely. So it's a very interesting time. And yeah, it's almost summer. It's almost fucking summer. It's time to act up.
I'm ready for
It is. I was going back and forth because I'm a hopeless romantic. I was like, I want to bathe. And it's like, I don't want to bathe.
You want to bathe for the summer? What are you doing?
I just want somebody to talk to at night.
But
you
okay, do what you want to do during the day.
Yeah, but I don't know if you
want to talk to at night.
But do you need a bathe for that?
I think you can, yeah. As long as y'all have the healthy boundaries that y'all want. Like, I want to do stuff during the day. You know, at night, we can just,
or just call me.
I think me and Keno on the same page.
Yeah, like
somebody.
It really just goes back and forth. Like I get emotional sometimes, and I'm like, you know what? It would be honestly, at this point in my life, the only reason why I would consider having a bae is just for consistent dick.
Well, we're gonna come back to that.
See, they have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I might need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them. The podcast pit is coming. The podcast pit is coming.
Manuel Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey, and make sure you're checking out TGN Radio. Hey.
Peace, family, brother Reza. I'm here. You already know I'm checking in with TGN Radio, Black owned. So you already know that's where I'm at. Tap in.
Girl, what you doing on Tuesday?
Girl, you know I'm gonna be listening to Never Not Extra.
Oh, word. What time they come on?
Girl, you know they come on at 8:30, but only on Pacific Standard Time. So 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay. How do I listen though?
Only on the Good News Radio app, girl.
The Good News Radio app. Okay, I'm about to download that right now.
Go ahead and download that shit, girl, and get in the comments, girl.
Oh, you know I'm gonna be up in there.
Because you know Kirsten be crazy.
And Moni be spilling that tea.
Oh, all right. See you on Tuesday, girl.
Hey besties, it's Chanel from Brunch with Besties podcast. Join me and my bestie, Sherry Renee, each and every Monday on TGN Talk at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where healing meets purpose.
Birthdays are meant for celebration, and when it comes to celebrating, Flour and Sugar never misses a beat. Offering custom cake designs to fit any special occasion, your cake will be the talk around town. From sushi cakes to perfume bottles, everything is always edible with flavors like Oreo, banana pudding, and our top flavor, strawberry shortcake. I can't miss. Order your special cake today by email at flourandsugarla@gmail.com or visit our website at flourandsugar.store. Or if you want to see new designs, follow us on Instagram at _flour_and_sugar_.
Do you want to punch people in the face and not get fired for it? Tune in Monday night for Monday Night Compton Mania, only on the TGN Network. We'll see.
Only on TGN Sports.
Hey there, business owners. Don't miss our limited time offer. Advertise on the Good News Radio as low as $2.
All right, we're back here in the studio. We have Keno and Jeremy in the building. And I think first, we didn't ask y'all how y'all week was. We were talking about getting
We got into a few
people
things.
on
Yeah, we got into
like
it.
night
kinda just
things,
popped in,
but we
you
didn't
know.
have a chance to talk about welcoming y'all to the show. Hey,
Thank you for having us.
we appreciate y'all. Yeah, yeah. So what has y'all week been like? What y'all been up to all week? What's the, why you?
I gave him a round of applause because
And
I'm
then-
excited to have him in the studio, but it was also a gay energy that we started the show with. So I just merged the two.
I'm quitting this show after this.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever thought about getting into podcasting and you're free every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you love me as a person, please feel free to audition as my new co-host for the
Yeah, I'm pretty much becoming Eric. My shorts are getting shorter.
Oh,
I know.
Was that a read?
My crop tops are getting.
I think that's a compliment.
He won't take my joy.
Yeah, at all.
That's it.
At
I know what I
all.
give.
Because you
So
work
how,
the shorts.
How has y'all week been so
Pretty
far?
good.
Y'all came to LA, right?
Yeah,
What
came
have y'all done?
Thursday.
Where y'all visiting from? Let the people know.
Good old Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Absolutely. But yeah, this week has been good. It's been really like relaxing. Just kind of like kicking it. We're staying in Inglewood, so just like kicking it out there. Yeah, just wanted to like take a couple days out of the schedule, relax. Come to DragCon, obviously, see my father, who I love dearly, see all his beautiful friends, and just like kind of get a good energy. This is the third time I've been in LA, and I love it each and every time. Like it's always been fun. Like I just love like just relax. It's like my happy place. Like I always have like a nice little adventure. I've actually been like getting more sleep because last time like it was literally bus club, another club, party, train. Like we were out, we were going out a lot. But once again, like just as long as I can take pictures, have memories. Take a picture, by the way, because we lack
a picture.
Yeah.
We lack photo evidence.
We always take the pictures until the last day, and then it's like, oh wait, let's try
Yeah.
to take all these pictures now. But yeah, it's been a great week. I really enjoy it. LA is my like little spicy getaway. My mom's like, you really must like it that you keep going back. I'm like, yeah, girl, come on with me next time.
Have you been?
Would you ever move?
Potentially. Like I just feel like if I have a reason, like I would like culminating like people to like meet, and I'm just like, oh well, I know people who live out there, so let me just go visit them. And like it kind of adds more of a realistic expectation. Like the more I visit, the more I can see like how I could make it work. I guess that's kind of like with any city, like the more you're like, I can see myself living here, more so. But I always commend people who I meet in LA because they are very on their grind, they hustle, they're very just like, listen. And I already work, multiple jobs now, but it's just like, if I really wanted to move out here, like follow my passion. Like one thing that Kelvin said is like, when I moved out here, I betted on myself. I knew that I was talented, and I knew that if I wanted to, get into that, go follow my dreams, I had to bet on my talent. So that's just like, okay, when I'm ready, to really just like, yep, I know this is where I'm going to be, and I know this is where my next step is. I'm here, and y'all will be the first people I call.
I love that.
Y'all
Yes.
will be the first people that will know. Like it'll be everything.
We'll be here with open arms.
I'm ready, and I'll be here with open legs.
All right. Okay, you gotta know how to market.
Especially
Okay,
if it's the
New York.
summertime. Especially for the summertime.
Absolutely.
Listen.
I mean, well, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. What? Hoochie mama.
Like father, like son. Love to see it.
How are you?
Doing good. Just working, trying to mind my business, trying
Mhm.
to get away from all this craziness in this world. But
It's a crazy
I'm really
world.
happy to be here because like it's been constantly raining in Nashville, and
Ugh.
it's like when it's raining there, you don't
Ugh.
want to do nothing. You don't want to talk to nobody. Then you just get in that bubble, where you just
Mhm.
craziness. But taking this weather in and just trying to have a good time with it, it just uplifts your energy too. When the weather is good, you can just go outside, smoke a blunt, mind your
Mhm.
business. So just trying to take it all in until we get back to Nashville to work and stuff.
Mhm.
Going to the gym, all that fun stuff.
How long are y'all here for?
We came on Thursday. We're leaving tomorrow, I think. So yeah, just been like 4 or 5 days. And speaking of gym, Jeremy's the body. He's being very modest about it, but he is
Come
the
on,
body.
body.
If you look on his IG, he had the whole like Ivy Park yesterday, like getting compliments. It was the whole, what was it, like a mint like color like yesterday. It
I
was
seen a little
gorgeous.
What is this? Hip action?
Yeah, the hip
yeah,
was
it was a
out.
little exposed
All
hip.
right now.
It was abs and chestises and everything
I said, I also wanna
yesterday.
go to the
Like
gym.
gorgeous.
My mom
love
said,
it.
you just put on clothes and like you just don't care. I was like, listen, when you go to the gym all the time, at some point you just gotta show something and just mind your business.
Right.
People say
Your
something to you,
best
that's
life.
fine.
Because what are you going to the gym for?
For for yourself, and for, if somebody see you, they just see you.
That's it.
Get out here and
Literally.
get shows. I love it.
I'm talking like I go to the gym.
Me too. Yeah, because when I go to the gym,
When I go, frauds. This isn't about us. So yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys came out to LA. Welcome to our home away from home. And yeah, y'all got anything planned for the duration of the day?
I know you said you wanted to go to the beach, so we'll probably.
Oh yeah, I
You have
definitely
to
want
make
to
a
go
beach
to the
trip.
beach at some point. Really just get litty titty today. Like that's just been the whole vibe, the whole day. We came with another person, but he's at the house right now, so it's just like we're gonna probably just all come with a game plan at some point. It's Sunday fun day, so I've been told. So just like whatever the day kind of holds. Like the last time I was here on the Sunday afterwards, we ended up at Trunks, and that just kind of was the move from there.
Trunks is
always
great.
ends up at Trunks.
Yeah,
Trunks is great.
and they
I
were
didn't wear the right shoes for Trunks.
they just did what needed to be done the last time. So I'm here
It
for it.
always gets you where you need to go.
Y'all better get y'all affordable drinks. And Trunks be over pouring. They be trying to kill the girls.
They
Oh
really
my
do.
goodness.
Oh, I told you this. I'm waiting to start this documentary. It's
On
gonna be
Trunks?
it all happened at Trunks.
Mhm.
It's gonna be like how they drug the people, and I'm ready.
Trunks is on somebody's toxicology report.
Oh, it is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know this.
Yeah, because Trunks be wildin'.
I think it's in like that mist they spray. You know that mist they spray on the dance floor? Because I go in there sober and I leave out like, what the fuck did I do?
You think it's some like something in the mist they're spraying that's like
I
adding to
do.
the experience.
I do.
You know, I never noticed the mist. I thought it was perspiration.
On the
That's what
dance
they
floor?
want. That's what they
Because
want you to think.
It's so
Right.
many niggas in one spot. It's just a hallway.
That's what
So
they
I'm
want
like,
you to
wow, this
think.
shit is always sweaty. Why do I keep coming here? And then I go to the bar and I'm like, that's why.
They are secretly dousing y'all.
I'm never
with
going to Trunks. Where y'all at? Trunks.
Always. Okay, let's get into some entertainment news, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Bitch, You Better Read.
What's my favorite word?
Okay, number one.
Number one.
So India Ari highlights Black music versus culture after Jack Harlow learned of Brandy and Ray J's family ties. So Jack Harlow got a family tree lesson during his recent appearance on Hot 97's show Ebro in the Morning. The artist went viral after learning that Brandy and Ray J are siblings while playing a 90s R&B guessing game. Reactions to the moment varied from shock to disappointment and even cookout invitation jokes. India Ari caught the interview and seemed less than amused in a series of posts she made to her Insta story. She said, "Just because you make Black music doesn't mean you know Black culture," India wrote. "If you don't know Brandy's voice when you hear it, who even are you?"
Okay.
Jack Harlow learns for context, Ebro, Peter Rosensberg, and Laura Stiles played Brandy's 1999 hit song Angel in Disguise. Jack initially guessed the voice belonged to the late Aaliyah, but the host quickly shut down his answer before dropping additional hints. Peter said her brother is the reason why many people are famous. Ebro followed up with, her brother had an amazing sex tape. At this point, Jack responded, "Who's Ray J's sister?"
The disrespect.
The breath left my body. As the show host laughed, Jack carried a clueless facial expression. After he confirmed the relationship between Brandy and Ray J, he declared, "Nobody's ever told me that in my life." India Ari continued to hammer her point about making Black culture versus knowing the culture. She pivoted to Jack not recognizing Brandy's voice and by extension, her influence on the music industry. India also highlighted Brandy being reduced to being Ray J's sister rather than the iconic singer and actress she's culturally known as. When an actual musician who makes Black music deduces one of the industry's most important voices, Brandy, to Ray J's sister, who is famous mostly for his proximity to Kim Kardashian, India wrote. India spoke on Brandy's musical influence too close to her critiques. To close her critiques. And we hear this is written so weird. And we hear Brandy's influence everywhere. Plenty of non-Black singers, even male singers, and people know Ray J better. That shit's stupid. Stupid, India wrote.
It's true.
India has been in her bag lately about like just all things pro-Black, and I love it. So I want to open the floor to, first off, it's the fact that he was like, "Who's Ray J's sister?"
Yeah.
And in the song, wait a minute, it's, "Hey, wait a minute, ain't that Brandy's brother?"
It's always the other way around.
Don't fucking play with Brandy.
Don't.
Yeah,
The disrespect
literally,
was right
Brandy.
there.
We don't play that.
We
The
don't.
disrespect.
But I want to open the floor. So how do you guys feel about Jack Harlow not knowing that Brandy and Ray J are related, and also the bigger conversation of Black people feeling this need to extend invites to the cookout?
I think for me, Jack is from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep. Yep.
So when you look at Louisville, Kentucky, it's about, I want to say like 65% black.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's 60% black, and then the other white people in whatever make up there. And you can tell that Jack has had black friends,
Black influences.
He may have been around a couple black. He may have went to Mill.
Maybe.
He may have went to Manual. These are black high schools. But he also may have went to DuPont. He may have went somewhere out north and just had black friends in his pocket, you know? And I think that when someone is influenced by the people around them and not actually take the time to study the entire culture, we get things like this. Jack is really cute, and I love Jack Harlow. I think his music is really cool, but he's cool for being black adjacent. He's cool for being around black people. And I think that, you know, like sometimes when you have a different race that goes to another school, like even at our HBCU, we had some white kids that actually embraced us, that came in and wanted to live on campus and wanted to do all this other stuff and like be in the frats and all this other things because they were black adjacent. And I feel like Jack may be black adjacent and not really know the history of things. Because Brandy, Cinderella,
Barbie doll,
never say never, just Diamond,
Moesha.
They even gave him that. They even said that on
Moesha.
the show. Like they even said like she had her own TV show. And that was
no
not.
sense.
And like you were saying, like black adjacent, like being from Kentucky, like I've seen many white boys like Jack Harlow. So I mean, it's very. I don't want to say he's like a typical like Kentucky white boy, but he kind of is like that. You can get a lot of that, like Jack Harlow's in Kentucky, especially in Louisville. But like, you know, Louisville's a very urban area, so like I can understand like you get a lot of influences. Like, yeah, you can, you know, record, be around, have black friends. That's great that you embrace that kind of stuff. We talked about this the other day. Like Jack Harlow is what, 22, 23?
He's
like he's very, very young. So I get that maybe that you have not seen Moesha, because Moesha was clearly before your time. So it is on Netflix, but
the whole internet was talking about when it dropped.
It was, but
and he was not doing nothing else.
It went viral last year.
He might not have been, but either way, like maybe clearly none of his black friends say come sit down and watch Moesha with us or whatever. But I mean, like it's the disrespect really was just the fact that it took you that long, because Angel in Disguise is iconic. Like as soon as they even played a second or two into it, I was like, Angel Disguise, like hands down, done. Like you should already know this, but like, yeah, he dropped the ball for me. Like,
It's iconic in black culture, but if I put that on in the Abbey, I wouldn't expect anyone to know it, other than the black people.
Unless they played like The Boy Is Mine,
That,
or
right.
they may have played Sitting on Top of the World, or
Sitting on Top of the World is a reach
no, I think Sitting on Top of the World, or maybe
for
like
white people.
Okay,
Yes,
have
I would
you
agree.
ever?
I think
Like, white people know Have You Ever. White people know Have You Ever. They know.
I don't
that.
think
I can't give them that
I
one.
can't give them The Boy Is Mine. And
Yeah,
not
Boy Is
white
Mine, but
more.
I can't.
No, Have You? That was like a number one song. They know Have You Ever.
Maybe.
not even stuff in her first
David
album
Foster.
either.
Maybe white
They
people
know
of a
this.
certain age know Have You Ever, but I can't give them that now.
I can't give them
Yeah,
that as a safety.
As
The
a
Boy Is
safe-
Mine is the safety.
Let me
blanket.
phone a white
Safety.
friend.
Like I'm like, white people probably don't know TLC's catalog unless it's Waterfalls, Scrubs, or Creep. Other than that, I'm not giving them What About Your Friends and Baby. I'm not giving them those songs because I'm like, I don't know if you know it like that.
If
But-
it's not a song that hasn't been remixed into a club mix, I don't give it
Right,
to white
yeah,
people too
right.
much.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
honestly, some Whitney Houston songs y'all wouldn't know them unless it was a club mix.
No.
That's
that-
the techno beat. You'd be like so offended when you hear that. Like
when RuPaul does that shit on the show,
I'm like,
stop.
stop.
Please just play the regular version.
Can we go
please,
home? No, right.
please. But yeah, just it for like the extension of like him knowing black culture, like you really just have to kind of like think if I'm gonna, because I feel like some people say the thing about Bruno Mars, like he's not black, but he very much so like
knows the culture.
knows the culture very much so. Like he has literally branded himself now off of that whole Silk Sonic shit with that whole old style music. So if you're going to be in this industry, especially working with music, you have to have an appreciation and definitely know your stuff. Like maybe he's young, he's still learning, but like if you're going to continue to work, especially in R&B, especially in rap, you're gonna have to know the musical influences that allowed you to even open that door to be where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't deny that. Not every white boy from Kentucky can rap, so it's just like you're having the opportunity to be where you are. Like follow that what was it? He was at the Kentucky Derby with Drake and was it Bryson Tiller? Yeah,
I was waiting. Actually, well, before I get, because I don't want to hop on this so much.
Right.
Jeremy, what are your thoughts about the whole story? And then you can segue into that if you want to.
Yeah, like we were talking about it yesterday. It was like everybody tried to use the excuse of age. I'm like, yes, you're 24, you're 23, but like if you're gonna put yourself in the Black culture, there's just certain things you need to know because, like, yeah, we take our artists very serious and stuff like that. So, but like as far as the whole Kentucky situation, like I was seeing a whole bunch of videos of like the one where a whole bunch of Black guys was picking him up because he didn't want his shoes to get dirty. I was cringing so hard when I saw that because I'm like, it don't matter how much money I'm paying you, you're not gonna make. They look like clowns doing that stuff.
Or where was the golf cart?
Exactly.
My question.
And I'm like, y'all
It's the
look
dirt. They have
ridiculous.
'em.
But yeah, I'm just like, if you're gonna put yourself into that, you need to do a little bit more study, especially when you have the City Girls headline like opening up for you when you're finna go on tour, which I'm still offended about that. It should have been the other way around.
Get the fuck out my
Should
face.
have been the other way around, actually.
Get the fuck out my. What is it? James Baldwin who gave the quote about just like Can you give it to me?
Which quote are you talking?
No, it was kind of like once you're aware of what's going on, like to be socially conscious or something is to always be angry.
Yeah, to be Black in America is to be a conscious Black man in America is to always be angry or something like that.
And I realize now how true that is
Yeah.
in my older age because like when I was younger, and I'm still kind of like this, but it's shrunken. But like I was very We Are the World. Like I'm like there's good people in all colors, forms, and I still believe that. However, there's certain things now that just trigger me way more than they would have back then. And for me, it's just I start with the Black people, like this whole quintessential cookout. Stop. Stop inviting people to the cookout. Are y'all familiar with Z-Way?
Yes, I've seen a couple clips of her. Yeah.
So she was she's great. Are you familiar? Kelvin, you would love Z-Way. She has her own show on Showtime, and she basically her platform is essentially interviewing people of all kinds.
Okay, I know.
Did you see?
I
the
didn't know
part
her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Chet
you see the one with
this is the one I'm talking about.
We're the same. Yes.
So she was talking. What did she ask him? She was basically asking him about the
Asking who?
Chet Hanks.
Okay.
Tom Hanks' son.
Okay, you didn't say that.
I did say it.
Yeah, he said Chet.
No. It was Lawson.
Oh, and hype. Okay,
Yeah.
feel you. So she asked Chet Hanks basically about his patois accent that he likes to do and all of that stuff, and asked him if he felt like it was being offensive, and he was like no, and all that other shit. But then I went to the comments, and one Black woman was like, y'all need to get off his back because he's white chocolate. And I commented, I'm like, he's just white. Can we stop doing this? And she was like, no, he's white chocolate. She put it on caps letters. I'm like, this is probably the highlight of your life. I'm gonna let you have it.
Right.
And for me personally, it's just like I really want to drive home the fact that Black people, it's okay to have solely Black things, Black spaces. We don't have to make someone Black, even the
Comfortable
term
in that
Black
space.
adjacent. And I understood exactly what you were talking about, but I think a lot of us Black people, and not you, like to really adopt that ideology of, oh no, he's Black enough. If they're not Black,
they're not Black.
By genetic standards, they are not Black.
Also, just to that point, y'all know who Chet Hanks is?
Tom Hanks' son.
Do you know who his mama is?
No.
One of the whitest singers ever made.
Who is that?
She's like a singer, Melanie Melissa or something.
Uh,
Chet is not grew up in the hood.
Yeah, he got two famous parents. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
like,
never been to Aquaquin. He ain't never been to a Juneteenth celebration.
period.
Nope.
The
He
funny,
probably went to Jamaican. I'm sorry.
no,
He
no.
probably just went to Jamaican. Just got excited.
The funny thing about that interview is like I watched a clip about it, and she was like asking about like his Jamaican accent that he does, and he was kind of saying that as him being Chet Hanks, like him doing that Jamaican accent was him kind of like highlighting
the community,
the community, like the Jamaican community, with him using it. And I'm thinking, okay, so you think because you are white and famous adjacent because you have not really done any like acting because your parents are just famous, but it's just like you think that you can take something that has existed long before you were even here and just highlight it and bring it here. Like Jamaican people don't need you to highlight their language, like they don't need that it existed. And really kind of it shows like a little bit of white privilege, because really Jack Harlow, like I feel like as Black people especially, like if there's some like I will commit nowadays, like I love Britney Spears, like anything Britney
down.
I will listen to Britney
Down.
down like any day, like, but there are what's like white music or white songs, pop or whatever, that I've listened to that I had to know in order to kind of like fit in, kind of like be in, get along, back in the day.
Mhm.
But it's like, okay, so if I have to know white music, but then these white artists or these white people are into black music, but they don't know the same things, or they're not expected to know that. It's like, okay, so that's kind of like a double standard. Like, you can't be a part of something that you're not understanding. Like, white for me, like it was kind of explained to me that sometimes whiteness has like a problem not accepting when it's not a part of something. So like whenever whiteness is like, well, this exists, but I'm over here, but I want to be a part of it. It's like, no, you have everything else over here. You don't have to be a part of this thing too, because it's not for you. And that's where the clash kind of like brings in. So like maybe it, to a deeper extent, Jack Harlow never felt like he needed to listen to Brandy or whatever, but he should. But either way, like if you want to dive deeper and grow in this industry, you're going to have to really look at the many people who have come before. There's not one person in the music industry, black, white, or whatever, who has not taken inspiration or gone to understand a deeper extent of what people worked. And there's been people who, crossed different, boundaries. I mean, Michael Jackson worked with, who was it? The Beatles, Paul McCartney, wasn't it? Yeah. So I mean, you've crossed different boundaries. There's been country music that's crossing the R&B. There's plenty of stuff. Like, there's different things, but you still have to understand like what I'm doing while I'm here with it. So don't just be ignorant to it all.
But I think that is a black thing. Like, we have to be the ones to set that criteria.
Yes.
And the same way that like white people try and gatekeep what's theirs, and Hispanic communities gatekeep what's theirs. It's like black people are the only people that are willing to be like, here, you know a little John lyric. Oh, come to the cookout. Stop.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
It drives me fucking crazy. All right, that's enough. Number 2.
Number 2.
All right, my computer unlocked. I knew I was on my soapbox. All right, a student throws boiling water in a teacher's face, and the principal didn't even call 911.
Oh, they hated that teacher.
Oh, wow. Okay. The incident took place at McKinley Middle School on May 5th, and investigators from the Boston Police Department said the boy was heating up ramen noodles in the microwave, but tried to put a textbook inside. A teacher informed him not to do the dangerous stunt and tried to take the book away, but the boy snatched it back. Moments later, he then threw his cup of boiling hot ramen noodles at his teacher's face, police said. Additionally, the school's principal did not contact 911 about the incident, and the teacher received medical treatment from the school's nurse. The nurse advised her to seek further help since she was in excruciating pain and felt stinging on the left side of her face. She was hospitalized last week for the injuries. The student was charged as a juvenile with aggravated assault. Boston Public Schools also released a statement regarding the incident and called it unfortunate. Bitch, I wish they would. Right. This is an unfortunate incident that took place at McKinley, and actions were taken to ensure the safety of the staff member involved, and appropriate interventions have occurred.
Bless you.
Damn asthma. According to Yahoo, a similar incident took place on Thursday where a 17-year-old boy had a stroke while school officials waited to contact 911. His mother, Alicia Hicks, said the medical issue may seem minor, but it's considered deadly for her son's health. Listen, there's a small vessel problem on my mother's side of the family that causes a stroke easily if there's any blockage in it, so it's important to get him to the hospital right away because he could die. Your professional eye may not see the stroke, said Hicks. It's not visible, but if he's telling you he is weak on his left side, please, at this point, I'm pleading with all intensity that I can muster up with no voice. Please get my son to the hospital, please. Hicks also said her son doesn't feel safe returning to the school due to the lack of urgency during his stroke. He's not happy about the school right now. He doesn't feel safe there. His words when he was in the hospital he said, "Mom, I can't believe they didn't believe me." I don't know how these stories merged.
Right. That's what I was.
Yeah, I was lost too.
I got really lost in there.
Because we went from a teacher boiling
water to someone having a stroke.
Well, this was a similar happened Thursday.
Yeah, but like wrap it back.
Are they trying to like?
I don't know.
Situation is more important.
I don't
than
know.
her,
They're trying
the
to
boiling
highlight
water.
today, right?
You know who wrote this, right?
I sure did.
All right, so
we gotta talk about that. Ooh, girl, it's going down, down. The sugar is going down, singing.
How do y'all feel? How would y'all begin to handle a situation?
Burn, flames. Can't do. Don't mess with guys, people.
Did you want to talk about it now, or did you want me to finish?
Finish, but I just want to say don't mess with guys, people.
Okay.
Until you do right by me.
GP,
are you with me?
How much time do we have left before I even start
5
this?
seconds. I don't know. This episode. If this is your first time listening, it's Eric's fault. Go ahead.
Wow, I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. So how would y'all handle this situation if you were the teacher and boiling water is placed on or thrown on you.
The
I
minute
would lose all professionalism and like,
the minute I'm okay, the minute I have regained some form of consciousness, I'm swinging. Like it like absolutely not. Because like for me, like in what context was he even heating something up in a classroom?
You know how, well, I don't know.
Was
how
it like
was.
home? Was it in home ec or something like that? Was this like his free period? Like, why was he even trying to warm up some noodles in class? You have lunch. You have like you get fed. You're in class, like you're in school. Like, what do you need heating up noodles for? And especially if it's in my classroom. First of all, why the fuck is there even a microwave in a classroom? Well,
We used to have them back in the day, but I'm there's so many scenarios that could be responsible for this, but like I feel like maybe he's one of those kids that didn't take their lunchtime and use it effectively, and their parents packed lunch for them, so therefore they had ramen noodles in their bag and they wanted to be rebellious and be like, well, my mom gave me this, so I'm gonna do this. And the teacher's like, you're distracting the students, and they're still doing what they want to do. And then they boil these damn ramen noodles and then toss it. That's
did
how
the
I
teacher
see
not
this
did the
playing
teacher
out.
not offer to make them for him or something?
How to get a
Like,
bowl?
Well, you don't need
probably
a
brought it from
bowl.
home with him. Shit.
That would be fucking ghetto.
You know, some kids will do that. Though.
That's true, but you don't need a bowl. You could just put it in, like they encourage you to use a bowl, but you don't need a bowl.
Technically, no.
For ramen noodles?
You don't need a bowl.
You can make it in the pack.
Yeah, because you know how it also comes in cups.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's oodles and noodles.
That's ramen noodles too.
Yeah, they make it in cups too.
There's the packet form, and then there's a cup form of ramen noodles.
College days.
I only use the cup form.
Yeah.
I've never,
Mm-hmm.
never, always had the
easier
pack.
that way. But yeah, so that's the scenario that's playing out in my head. How would you deal with this situation?
I would quit and I would sue the school board.
Absolutely.
They didn't even call
And then
that
you want to
one.
call it unfortunate? Unfortunate that I'm burning on my face, excruciating pain,
Call the
bitch.
school board, like, this is inappropriate.
That got me fucked up.
Highly fucked up.
And it's so sad because like stuff like this happens all
Teachers
the
don't
time.
deserve stuff like this.
Not
You know,
reported.
yeah, teachers don't go to work to have this kind of stuff happen to them, and it's not
No, they
necessary
don't get paid enough.
at all.
Shout out to the teachers. 'Cause I
At
could
all.
Never. Could never.
I was a substitute teacher for a period in time.
I
and
remember your
child-
time. It says, well, I worked in higher education. I wish I asked would have came in my
Yeah,
office.
when Kelvin was in his office, he was always present, but 9 times he was on an adventure, like he would be at lunch or wherever. But yeah,
Sounds
Wait,
about
hold
right.
on. You sound like I didn't work.
It sounded like you wasn't
did-
doing your job.
You did work when
Okay.
you were in your office.
I was out of my office. I also traveled a lot for work.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh my
Allegedly. Child.
The smear campaign.
To the school systems, please watch where you're investing your money. But yeah, oh God, that's tragic. I'm gonna skip through number 3 because I just don't have the breath control to
Number
talk about
4.
it. Yeah, number 4. So Jada Cheeves says men don't respect or
Shut it.
appreciate women like they used to in the 80s and 90s.
Mm.
Say it with your chest. Everyone is always talking about wanting that 90s type of love, and it looks like Jada Cheeves wants it too.
Chavez.
Is it Chavez? Is she Latino?
Mhm.
Plot twist. Jada Chavez wants it too. While waiting for a meeting to start with her Wait a Minute staff, Jada influencer hopped on live to sing and chat with her followers. Jada Wada took a moment to talk about men not respecting or appreciating women. I always ask my friends, like, do y'all feel like the value of women to guys has gone down? Or guys just don't know how to respect us or appreciate us how they used to back in the 80s and 90s, she questioned. As far as a man literally worshiping the ground a woman walks on, it's kind of rare these days. We're running out of that, and it's kind of scary. Jada reiterated that these are the types of conversations she has with her friends and is holding off on the topic to continue for her upcoming podcast. Over 10,000 roommates commented about Jada's opinion, including rapper OT Genesis. OT stepped into the shade room and commented, Jada put me on the podcast. I got some shit to say. Jada responded saying, you'll be my first guest. OT do everything but make music. The influencer also added more to the conversation about her upcoming podcast, stating, the first steps start within for sure. Oh, the first steps start within for sure. And what you allow or put out is what you receive. But I was speaking on casual scenarios, such as wanting to take us on dates and wanting to show us off, wanting to be there and support us. Now it's like they're not giving us anything if we're not kissing the ground they walk on. She added, hell, niggas don't even be clocking us at the BPS no more. Everything is changing. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm also not speaking on all men. There are some out there who still let women be women without changing their character or dimming their light. I can't wait for my podcast to hear different sides. Do y'all agree?
No.
I think relationships are also a lot different compared to they were in the 80s. So it's a lot.
Yeah, we have phones.
Yeah, and I think the phone culture has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I think that it has changed a lot and has made people Instagram not really give all that they want and actually be gentlemen. I think a lot of times we see things that look alluring and we automatically think that's what the expectation is. If you lead with the booty, then people think I'm going to get the booty. And I think sometimes that has transferred into real lives. And also with the songs that people are singing and the music that we listen to, even though R&B songs right there back then were a little bit graphic, they still had a little bit more love and compassion in it. People were singing in the rain. People were begging. People were asking people, please don't go, you know? And now it's like, bitch, if you go, I'm gonna be all right.
Right.
But we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this topic a little bit more. Bitch, if you go, I'm gonna be all right.
Right.
But we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this topic a little bit more. Bitch, if you go, I'm gonna be all right.
Right.
But we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this topic a little bit more. Bitch, if you go, I'm gonna be all right.
Right.
But we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this topic a little bit more. That is so ghetto.
All right, y'all. We are back.
About that.
We are back.
About that.
You are listening to the Gay Right Radio Show, and we have very special guests in the building, Keno and Jeremy.
Hey.
And we are halfway through Bitch You Better Read, and we were talking about Jada's comments saying that men do not appreciate women the way that they did in the 80s and 90s. And in my opinion, I think as much as I love nostalgia, I think we tend to overhype our beliefs of what the 80s and the 90s gave. Because Jada is younger than me, and I was born in 94. So Jada doesn't have any foundation to believe that men were treating women better in the 80s and 90s. She just thinks because of the culture and the way that things were presented, that's what it was. They did not have social media, so we were not able to track their dirt. There were scandals took longer to travel. So I feel like, yes, the 90s and the 80s were great, but we have to stop romanticizing to the point where we become unrealistic.
I think like where for me is like, where does she think that fuck niggas didn't exist in the 80s and 90s either?
The
like,
70s,
the 70s, the 60s,
60s.
like keep going back, girl. They're in every decade. It does not matter what. There's no exempt decade of like a fuck nigga. They are still going to be there. So like even still, like it's just like you said, there's different modes of communicating. You know what I mean? Obviously, they didn't have phones, social media, all that kind of stuff, which add to different layers of like how relationships are built now. But like still, like yeah, girl, it doesn't really matter what decade you're in. It's gonna be always gonna be niggas like that in every generation. And really like the type of people you are putting out there is if you want that type of romance, that kind of like romanticized like period of love, you got to put out that kind of energy to receive that kind of love from a person, I guess.
Absolutely.
And always state your intentions and know exactly what you want out of these relationships before you necessarily start going into them, because it's just like in the 80s and stuff, men always looked at women as second-class citizens, really. So now in today's times, straight men kind of still do, but they have more of a voice. Women have more of a voice to be able to state what they want, and they're more independent now than they were back to the 80s and stuff. So I think it's just, times are a lot different. So like you said, you can't really compare what you want to the 80s and 90s for what they pretty much put on TV, but it's crazy.
I agree, because a lot of our parents are single mothers and fathers.
Absolutely.
So something was going on back there. There had to be some type of foolery going on back there. But I get it. I think we normalize fuck boy and fuck girl activity now. And back then it wasn't so like prominent. But now with the Futures and the Tory Lanez and the things like that, it's okay to be a fuck boy. It's okay to be like, you know what, this is me, I'm toxic. People claim their toxicity now as like a badge of honor. And it's like, why do you want to be toxic? Or they say, oh, this is my red flag. Okay, are you going to work on it?
No.
Like,
we're in a very interesting time. We're in a very interesting time where toxicity is kind of like the marketing point or the selling point. And I'm like,
yeah, that's why Kevin Samuels was so famous, so popular. Because
we didn't even talk about it.
We didn't. Well, what do we want to talk about? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the story.
I mean, Hitler didn't get a parade.
And moving on.
Not you comparing him to Hitler.
He hurt a lot of people's feelings.
But that's extreme.
Okay.
Concentration camps and killing off the Jews.
Concentration camps of building fuck niggas on Instagram. They were marching. Who gonna? Am I gonna get canceled?
It's a Hitler reach.
Am I gonna get canceled?
I don't think you'll get canceled. I just don't want you to do that to another black man.
I didn't want him to do that to another black woman.
Still not even, but I get where you're going.
Really,
You do-
for me,
go ahead.
for me, it's just like the fact that this has continued for black men for a long time. Because like I'm sitting here thinking, like, my mom, like my granddaddy had like kids in 4 states. That's some real fuck nigga shit. Like literally, like every time I go back to Georgia, like I meet more of my mother's like brothers and sisters from her dad's side, and
Wow.
it's insane. I'm like, so how do y'all know each other again? Like y'all just like literally, my mom will tell you a story of her finding one of her siblings in class because they were talking about families in class. Like they literally were just like, oh, who. Scary shit. Like can you imagine, literally just in class, like you randomly got a person. It's like, oh, who are your parents? You talk about blah blah. My daddy is Roland. It's like Roland who? Roland Scott. That's your daddy too? Yeah, that's my daddy. Girl, you got the same daddy. Like crazy shit. So like it really like the fuck nigga shit has been going on for generations. So girl, you're gonna just have to get used to it. They're just out here. You just gotta watch the type of people that you entertain, the type of energy you put out, and the type of niggas that you want. Unless that you want. But then again, we can't get on red flags and toxicity. I'm a Pisces. I ignore red flags. It's my weakness. So we just gonna have to move on from that.
I feel that. No, I get it.
I'm a water sign. I can't.
I am so interested in this conversation that they're quote unquote gonna have with OT and with
Child, I'm like, Jada, what are
is
you gonna
OT
be saying
doing?
on this podcast? Oh, still singing Keisha Cole songs?
Stop.
Number 5.
Stop.
Number 5.
A California cop was arrested for masturbating to a mother and daughter who called over a domestic disturbance.
Shut the fuck up.
Yikes.
That's some scary shit.
No, for real. Get into this wild story. A California cop has recently been arrested after he was caught masturbating to a mother and daughter duo who called the police for help over a domestic disturbance. The officer who was caught red-handed has been identified as 32-year-old Matthew Dominguez.
Name out there.
Officer Dominguez, along with 2 other officers, all responded to a domestic disturbance call on April 21st in San Jose, California. The Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office released a statement revealing that Officer Dominguez and his colleagues responded to a call about a family who needed a restraining order enforced. Apparently, the family's son battles a mental illness and has a restraining order against him. Well, on April 21st, the son ended up popping up at the family's house and became violent, leading his loved ones to call 911 for help. When Officer Dominguez and his colleagues arrived, he took the lead and dispatched two of his partners to find the family's son. However, as Officer Dominguez began conducting his own investigation, he suddenly took an interest in the family's daughter, who is 23 years old. Oh my God. Oh my God. According to the family, Officer Dominguez could not keep his eyes off the daughter the entire time he was at the home. Charging documents further explain that Officer Dominguez milled around the home, and the whole time he managed to keep the daughter in view of his body camera. After about 40 minutes of being inside, Officer Dominguez began to rub his crotch with the young woman and her mother in view. As the daughter left to the kitchen, the officer followed her, and when he turned around, the mother barred witness to his penis outside of his pants, fully exposed. The mother and daughter, both shocked and scared, ended up running to the father and calling on him to handle the situation. When the father entered the dining area, he saw Officer Dominguez facing out of the kitchen with his erect penis in his left hand and his right hand on the counter. And the 2 made eye contact, and the father ended up leaving the room in shock and awe. The father then immediately reported the incident to the 2 other officers who responded to the call with Officer Dominguez. It's reported that on April 22nd, Officer Dominguez, who is a 4-year veteran of the police force, was arrested and charged with misdemeanor indecent exposure and has since been placed on administrative leave. If convicted of the crime, he could face a year in jail and be placed on the sexual offender list for 10 years. Responding to the incident, the Santa Clara County District Attorney, Jeff Rosen, said, "The charged behavior is beyond disturbing. Law enforcement officers respond to our homes to help crime victims, not terrorize, traumatize, and create new victims." Wow.
Well.
I have a couple questions.
I feel like we're in our last days, y'all.
This some weird shit.
He must watch a lot of like Twitter porn, OnlyFans shit.
It has
Because I feel like this is a subsector.
A very setup.
I don't know if you're on the dark side of Twitter out there on Get Right
All
Universe,
account.
but it seems like a lot of people are really into public play lately.
Shout out to the all Twitters out there.
Yeah, everyone's all in this public play, like to touch themselves and do nasty things in public. And I don't know if he's watched that and thought this was a fantasy in the real life and just went in, but he's in the line of duty. Why did he think that was okay in these people's homes?
It's the audacity for me. It's the fact that you really had your dick out in their house. Like, just don't give no fucks about anybody else in there. Like, I'm just gonna pull my dick out while I'm on, and you got a body cam on that.
What did it look like? Because they all in shock and awe.
See, that's another question I have.
Because they didn't say they were disgusted.
I did want to know.
They
what
all
it
said
looked
they
like
were in
too,
shock and
but-
awe. Even the dad was in shock and awe. So it's like, oh my gosh.
You know that meme where it's
was
just
like,
like,
oh.
okay, like, you put your dick out, but it's like, oh wait, you put your dick out? Like, it's like, yeah, it's like,
Was it one of those?
right? Was it one of those? Like, was it something that would make it like, if you put your dick out, it's like, oh, okay,
It was
like,
like, it was something worth pulling out.
right, something worth
Right,
seeing. Like
yeah.
that part. Was she appalled because it was just like, oh, how good you're like, as a
wow.
oh wow, like, you know, what was the reaction initially?
Are we enabling this?
What do you mean?
Sort of.
I was truly glad
I-
that it was
a little bit.
administrative leave.
But also,
Yeah,
but also,
as
but
a
also,
black
it was
person.
wrong. But also, it was
Done.
wrong.
But
Yeah,
he's mhm.
he was in the line
under the jail if it was a black
Oh,
person.
in jail.
Absolutely.
At least 5
Year?
years.
Under the jail.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Probably can pay to the white man.
I know.
That's so
But
crazy.
he's not even
White-
white.
yeah,
He's,
not the white,
he's
yeah,
Hispanic.
yeah, I think he's Hispanic. Dominguez is definitely Hispanic.
Yeah, but like, wow.
Also, one of my other questions was spit or lube, but that was clearly answered when he was in the kitchen. But then again, he might have grabbed
He
something
may have
else.
grabbed
He
the
might have.
dish detergent.
Or the Crisco.
There could have been some
Yeah.
like cocoa butter in the. They were Latinos. So I'm sure they got some like
Olive
oils and
oil.
things in there.
Mhm.
You could have grabbed
The
something.
tahini.
This is not tahine, bitch.
Make it spicy.
Oh my God. Okay, look. I don't know. This story is wild. I really just put this in here to highlight that the world is on tilt. There was a mass shooting in upstate New York
Yeah,
not
I
too
saw.
long ago.
Can we
Yes.
send our prayers to everybody in Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
And if your family was affected or your loved ones affected or people you know, we're sending your prayers and our hearts go out to y'all. I just got sent the video of that and I have not pressed play on it.
It's insane.
I
Yeah.
don't want to see
I
that.
don't know if I want to watch that.
I don't want to see that. But I don't know what's going on. Like, though, I mean, no, I don't want to be like Jada Chief. I think it's Chiefs. It's 11/11. Y'all make a wish. I don't
I
think
know,
it's
I
Chavez.
know for a fact.
You sure it's
She
Chavez?
came on the show.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't want to be like that and be like shit hasn't always been crazy, but as of late,
It's just more white men committing random acts of violence, like literally just some random white boy who just went into some random place and just opened fire for no reason. Why?
but you know, it's not just white people. There was also I've been seeing like these abuse situations against children
Mhm.
where kids are being murdered by like abusive adopted parents and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yo, what is happening in the world? What does the world need right now?
Love, sweet love.
I knew you were gonna say that. Like what is happening right now that everything just seems like it's on tilt?
I think there's like some weird, like I kind of get what you're saying, like like the world's events are kind of just like seeming like, are we really living through this many like significant changes in history? Like I don't remember the world like being always this turbulent, you know what I mean? Like even just within this country itself, like we're not even on the topic of like the abortion rights and stuff like that, but that's been one of the main things that's been pulling a lot of people's attention. This stuff, you know, what is people going through? Like I feel like there's like some inner turmoil, like people like are unhappy or like there's some fix. Like this to me highlights that you have to really like take care of yourself even more personally each and every day, because like if you're not happy and you're putting that negativity out into the world, you're not adding to and you're not helping to any situation. It's not a way to wake up each and every day like not being fulfilled or not being happy. Like you don't want to move and interact with people because that type of energy rubs off. If I'm feeling sour, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm in a negative mindset, I don't want to rub that off on the people who I love or care about or even interact with. You know, I think like, I don't know, I feel like maybe my observation, I think since COVID, since that whole lockdown shit, like there was really some type of like pot stirring in people that really just made them feel like recouped and like they held back a lot of like stress or something like that. There was just some weird disconnect. It really disrupted a lot of people's life. And now now these weird events are happening and like people are acting violent, you know, people are getting in these more altercations. It's just weird shit. Like
I
you
think
just
when you lose the human interaction, you become so much in your mind and you're watching TV and you're watching these video games and all this other stuff, and it becomes your augmented reality.
Yeah.
So that you take that because he was on Twitch.
Yeah.
He put a camera on his head and went live on Twitch and went to murder these people cold-blooded
Fucking
because
crazy.
of, I'm not going to say because of video game culture because I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
But because of this fake things that I believe that people will watch and consume, and they're just like, this is what we do. This is everything that we like, and this is not it. It's not it.
And I think what you said with going back to the pandemic, people don't realize a lot of people lost so much during the pandemic. So it's just like, even with their mentals is all with their mental being all messed up from those situations, they just feel like I don't have nothing else to lose, so I want these people to feel the same way I feel, and like in a selfish way. So that's when they go out and just do all this crazy stuff. But yeah, a lot of the pandemic really fucked a lot of people up. Really.
Shit is getting burnt up. So to everyone, please be safe. Love on your neighbor, love on your family, love on your friends. Do all the things you want to do. Get as much stuff in order for you as you can. Also, quick life hack. Everybody of all ages look into life insurance.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Look
Yes.
into life
Absolutely.
insurance. Black people, especially black and brown people, especially because this is the information that we're not getting. Life insurance is one of the biggest life hacks possible. And you don't have to wait until you think you're in your dying day. As we just said, everyone is in their dying day. Actually, I don't want to claim that. I'm not putting that out there. We're not in our dying day, but y'all get the point. Check into life insurance. And that was all for bitch. You better read.
What's my favorite word?
And now it's time for the topic. So today's topic, we wanted to interview our guests. You know, since you're visiting and all, this is your second time being on the show.
Yeah, third
Third,
time.
technically
Technically
third.
third.
Where
Second
he was
time
part-
solo.
He's part of the great migration that came from Kentucky.
The Emerald
Everybody
City.
was-
Shout out
yes.
with so many of y'all in here. I don't know who
So-
was here, who wasn't. I wasn't even sure Kelvin was here.
We had
there was so many people. In
we
this
had the
room.
friends, the family, the extended family, the cousins, the
Right.
nephews, the nieces. It was everybody in this hoe.
What a time! What a time! But I don't think we ever got into like who you are as a person and like what your passions are. And Jeremy, this is your first time on the show, or were you a part of the BET Awards when it happened?
Well, not that time, because we had just met like a year or so after, something like that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. We had just met about 2 years ago, something like that. So no, not a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourselves, Jeremy. What do you do? What is your passion?
So I'm a social worker. I work primarily with people that are.
I was like, you shady.
Right. Shady.
Right.
Shady
You know what I
lady.
was
I'm trying to clap for the social workers. They don't get enough applause for
It's
what
true.
they do.
It's
So
true.
you know what they say about this? Like, you work all these jobs and stuff, don't make that much money, but it's just like you really gotta like what you're doing and find some good jobs to go to and get your license too. So definitely you can make the decent amount of money. But I work primarily with people that are HIV positive at this organization. So I have about like 300 people trying to educate them, like tell them shit like what the baby said in the interview about all those kids who are HIV positive.
Yes.
And just people think just because you're easily diagnosed, you're gonna die like 3 days from now. No, it is not what it was in the 80s. Like you're not gonna take 10 or so pills a day. You literally need to come in, get your medication, get your lab works done, and change some things lifestyle related stuff. You're gonna get side effects with your meds and stuff, but once you have this, people just need support. Really,
Yeah.
people just need someone, especially a lot of more people, black gay people who come in, seeing someone that looks like them around their age as well. I think that's more lifting everything for them. So if I can put a smile on somebody's face or just make their lives a little bit more easier, trust me, I don't mind doing that at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something good. And one good thing about my job, I'm usually home a lot as well. So
Especially post-pandemic, I imagine.
yes, for like the longest, I was literally home for about, you can ask Keelan, literally a year and a half, because my job was like, you really don't have to come in the office if you don't want to.
And
I'm
that's all
not
you
going
need to know.
to.
Wow.
I don't have to.
I
yes,
love that.
You don't need me here.
exactly.
I'm
But
complete opposite. I go to work every day, and they say we don't have to. Tuesday through Thursday, I'm at work.
no, I have to.
That's just the kind
I
of person
feel like
you
it's
are.
good for you though, because you just got there, and I feel like it still allows you the chance to fill out the environment and like the culture of the business and all that. So I love that though, because I'm not gonna put any names out there, even though it is a public video, but like I was watching this popular reality show right now, and I was going through social media comments, which I need to stop doing because it really highlights how stupid people are.
Yes.
But one of the people on this reality show was being shamed because people were like, oh, nobody wants to, fight with you or da 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 because you are HIV positive and people don't want to get that out there. So the stigmatization of HIV and AIDS, especially amongst the Black community, and not just the gay Black community, because there's a lot of like hetero people that spread that misinformation, like everyone cannot catch HIV just by having sex, but not even just by having sex. There's so many avenues.
Literally.
Yeah. So it's like, how has that been for you? Like, how has the education process been for you? Like, do you find it taxing?
So really, people that come in, people that usually come in, I think the first step is trying to get that negative mindset out of there. get rid of that negative mindset. And this usually takes like a few hours or something, or really a few days, just to ensure the patient's like, yes, this is what you've heard from back in the day and stuff like that. But these are the steps that a professional is going to tell you all day, every day, as far as your medications, trying to live healthy habits and things like that. So I would say that really aspect wasn't bad. But I would say, like bringing up the heterosexual community, I've noticed a lot more heterosexuals have been getting more diagnosed every day compared to like openly gay individuals. So just trying to talk to them about the negative stereotypes, but I think that's all they've been used to hearing. They're gonna forever feel as though, yes, literally. So they're forever gonna feel as though they're gonna die within the next few years or so. I'm like, no. Once you continue to take your meds and things like that, and then also I think as far as like getting the negative mindset out their mind, but overall, really, it's a day-to-day process. But I think we've progressed a little bit more. And then also with living in the South as well, people are gonna still have that, how they feel and stuff like that. So just trying to be as much as support of them, make sure they get their meds and stuff. Yeah.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all really do need a boost
doing the great work.
Because
the great work of the community.
That's the valuable shit that people aren't putting money into. But influencers. I don't want to shade the next bitch job to boost the next person, but y'all need more money.
I appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But it's one of those things where people look over social works, but I'm just like, you really gotta love what you do. And then another good thing about it is, if I didn't want to work in that field anymore, I can go work in other hospitals. I can be a teacher. I can work for the government. It's a lot of other things that I can do just with that license, and then just with the experience and everything. So that's another good thing I do like about it. For sure. But yeah, other than work, just you can ask Keelan. I'm a natural introvert, so I'm usually always in the house unless I'm like not working or going to the gym or just hanging around with friends and stuff. But I'm usually in the house watching my drama shows
and being a baddie out here as well. Like he does that on a daily.
I know, that's right.
He's being modest.
We love bad bitch energy at the Get Right.
Right.
We love that.
But yeah, just getting my vinyls, always trying to find some small thing to order. But
you have vinyls?
Yeah.
So
he collects a lot of vinyls.
What's your like top 5 vinyls in your vinyl collection right now?
Snow Allegra, These Feels is forever a classic. My Sade, B-Day is just everything. Okay. I've been trying to find her 4 vinyl, but for some reason she's one of the only artists that will not put all of her songs on vinyl. I mean, all of her albums. So I'm just like, come on now.
She's so interesting.
Go ahead. I think my other ones, I'm a huge Ariana Stain, so one of her albums, Dangerous Woman, I listen to it all day, every day.
So good.
I'm trying to think. Because I have like 100 or so in my collection.
I was gonna say, vinyl collecting has over the years become like a lost art, but also kind of like a treasure hunt.
Yes.
So like, do you have anything in your vinyl collection like, this is a gem? Like, this is like my prized possession. This is the Pokemon card that everybody wants.
I wish I could have gone through my collection. I think Frank Ocean, his Nostalgia mixtape. A lot of people cannot find that, and then when they do, they always sell it for like $80 or some. But I was so thankful I found it for a decent price off eBay. So I think that's a good one. I think like my Earth, Wind and Fire. Which album was it? One of their first few ones that I used to always listen to as a kid. What can I think of the name? But yeah, some good Earth, Wind and Fire. Some good. And I know you like Stevie Wonder too. I did get one of his
speaking
greatest
love
albums.
language, right?
Yes, literally. But mostly all of my stuff is like sad R&B music from like the present and past. So yeah.
Culture.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you have any Amy?
Yeah. Oh, yes. That was like one of the first ones I got.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
I think that was like the first one that I ended up getting with all my Janet Jackson vinyls.
And Janet, I think I'm moist.
Shout out to Janet Jackson for rocking the fucking Kentucky Derby. Like she performed.
Yeah.
Mad I missed it.
Oh, the orange fit.
Yes, the orange fit. That was Miss Janet. See, I'm kind of traumatized because the last time I bought Janet Jackson tickets was when she wanted to get pregnant. So I'm like, okay, girl, and I need validation if I buy you again that you're gonna be there.
Right.
But also I wasn't planning on going to Derby this year, so it was just kind of last minute. But yeah, shout out to Miss Janet for still doing the damn thing, being looking great at her age.
In her 60s, I believe.
Yeah, late 50s or early 60s.
She's in right there.
Yeah, she's right there. Yeah.
I know that kid has to be at least like 5 or 6 now. Like,
have we seen the child?
No.
And we probably won't see him.
I don't blame her. People are cruel. People are really cruel.
Exactly. She probably keep that child not locked up, but I mean like very like secluded off social media. Rightfully so. I mean like yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think you caught her at a good time because I do think she's wrapping up her career for the most part. I think she's just getting to the point where she's like, I can't keep giving y'all the Janet experience
because she's performing at Essence Festival.
I really want to
be
see
like,
her.
I feel like that's probably like, like when Destiny Child broke up, and I remember the video, and Kim was like, "Thank y'all so much. This will be our last time performing as Destiny Child." And it was like, that's gonna be like that.
I'm hoping she gives us like a farewell concert, and then that gives me a chance to see her.
I feel like she'll definitely take like a break, a hiatus. She's already like earned her iconic status in the industry. Like she doesn't really need to do anything else, but like she'll take a couple years off, do her thing. I feel like she'll kind of phase into that more like I'll do appearances, I'll do like a couple red carpets here and there, but like actual touring, like I'm just gonna be more of a spokesperson. She may go do a couple charities, build some things like some of her like brand itself, but I don't know if she's gonna keep like touring and dancing. But I mean, honestly, I adore her on social media. So as long as she keeps doing cute little videos and stuff like that, I love when people have reactions to meeting Janet because that's honestly so pure. Like it's just so genuine because I would probably piss myself if I met Janet. Like immediately,
I wouldn't even know what to do.
Immediately, I'm just gonna cry on sight. So it's just like it would be great. But yeah.
Are there any other artists who you wish would do a farewell tour? Because there's not to say like you want artists to end their career, but artists that like are no longer making new music, and you're like, I would say just do one more round just to get me that experience I want.
Definitely Janet for me. I'm trying to think of people that like aren't as active.
I would say Janet. I would say
I have one.
Who?
I used to be semi, but Mario used to do that for me.
Mario, yeah, of course. Mario had a really good run.
Mario was a good run. Mario, I know Sammy still kind of does some stuff.
Sammy,
he's
still
on tour right now. But I would love for Mario because I know Mario kind of like resurfaced when he was on Empire for a little bit. Yeah, but if he did like another like tour, another album,
his last album was really good. It was #1 on R&B charts.
It did really well, and I mean that man is fine. So I mean, if anything, I would love to see him like kind of resurface like some older stuff. I know like the kids are good about finding old music and then being like, oh, did y'all know this happened? I'm like, yeah, girl, we were there. Like, we remember this. We remember this video job, but like, yeah, like kind of stuff like that. It would be a good one. I would love to see like a. Is Macy Gray still doing stuff? Or
apparently she just like changed her look.
But nobody want to hear that.
Macy Gray.
You like Macy Gray?
I wouldn't go see her live.
I would never see. Why would I waste
if she did
money? If I wanted to waste money, I would drive a car to Las Vegas and back and didn't gamble.
Calvin, why wouldn't you
we'll
just
be back after this?
Why would you say that?
Drive a car to Las Vegas and back and didn't gamble.
Calvin, why wouldn't you just
back after this?
Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them. The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast Pit is coming.
Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey, and make sure you're checking out TGN Radio. Hey.
Peace, family, brother Reezus. I'm here. You already know I'm checking in with TGN Radio, Black owned. So you already know that's where I'm at. Tap in.
Are you happy with your life, money, career, or relationships? Most people are frustrated with how life is evolving around them. What if you could change one thing to turn your life into a different direction? Would you want the insight? How could you transform your life with intuitive awareness? Learn more. Get answers today. Book a free discovery session with Coach Zena, intuitive transformational practitioner. Go to www.coachzena.com or follow on Instagram, coach.askzena.
Hey there, business owners. Don't miss our limited time offer. Advertise on the Good News Radio as low as $2 per commercial slot. That's right. Promote your business up to 4 times a day, every day for a month on live radio. If you're interested, email us at contact@tgnradio.net. Once again, that's contact@tgnradio.net.
Hey, beautiful people. It is the baddest bitch on the block, Eric Devante.
And it's me, Kelvin Unique, and we are the Get Right Radio Show.
Here on TGN Talk. Are you going to church on Sunday?
Hell no, I'll be right here live at 10. We got all the celebrity entertainment news with my favorite segment.
Bitch, you better read.
And you know, of course, I'm going to get you right and get you out that door spiritually with some Uniquely Speaking.
Oh, I need it. The kids need it. And this is why y'all need to tune into us every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. here only on TGN Talk.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We'd love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. See you then.
Only on TGN Sports.
Birthdays are meant for celebration. And when it comes to celebrating, Flour and Sugar never misses a beat. Offering custom cake designs to fit any special occasion, your cake will be the talk around town. From sushi cakes to perfume bottles, everything is always edible. With flavors like Oreo, banana pudding, and our top flavor, strawberry shortcake, I can't miss it. Order your special cake today by email at flourandsugarla@gmail.com or visit our website at flourandsugar.store. Or if you want to see new designs, follow us on Instagram at _flour_and_sugar_.
Yo, what's cracking, fools? It's your boy, Caesar Leo. Caesar Leo knows it all. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. right here on TGN Latinx, the authority in radio and podcast. Let's go. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
And we are back to the Get Right Radio Show. I was like, bitch, I know I'm not tripping.
No, even if I don't press play, we're still live.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the playback that we hear.
Oh, child, this is complex.
It's a lot.
We are back. You are listening to the Get Right Radio Show. We have Keno and Jeremy in the building.
Hello.
And we are going to hop right back into Kelvin disrespecting Macy Gray.
Yes,
Why
yes.
would you talk bad about
Picking
Macy
right back
Gray?
up. Try to explain why we don't want to hear her no more.
I Try is actually a really good song.
It's a wonderful song for
Period.
people who.
So
Thank you.
anyway, I personally feel like Macy Gray.
I would like to submit 2 other groups as well.
Go for it.
Cheetah Girls.
Oh, yes. That'd be a good farewell tour.
Yeah, good farewell
With
tour.
Raven.
With absolutely with Raven.
We have to
Absolutely.
hear Cinderella.
Absolutely.
Yes. I want the whole shebang.
I want
And I want her to have parts on One World too, because they crossed
Cinderella
out.
should have got a Grammy nomination.
It should have.
It should have. We went up.
It was great work. Great work. So I would say Cheetah Girls, or give me like some old girl groups that like kind of fell off. Like I know
3LW.
I was literally gonna say 3LW
Mhm.
or Cherish or
Cherish
give
would be
me
cute.
who's another girl group that kind of like
JS.
In Vogue.
In Vogue.
Vogue.
I would love to see it in
I would
Vogue
like
concert.
to see Jade.
I still want
Zane.
Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Janae.
Her name is Janae.
Mhm.
It's not Zane.
I
Are
thought
you
it was.
sure?
I thought it was Zane. It's Janae. It's
All
Janae.
these years.
You just fucked up my
That's
whole
why they.
life.
That's why they didn't make it.
I've been calling them Zane for
That's
years.
That's why they didn't make it, because everybody was trying to find where the James Zane was. Like, where's Zane? Where's Zane? It's Janae.
Janae.
It's Janae.
That's why they didn't make it.
Oh my god.
My
Yeah.
God.
With a little
That marketing was off.
Oh my
I
god.
guess no, the more you know.
No, I would like to see, and I also like to see like some of our old legends, like a Shaka Khan farewell, like a Frankie Beverly and Mays farewell concert. Like I would like to see like a Atlantic Star, Midnight Star.
I would prefer to have that in a festival though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
would
could see
prefer to
that.
have that as a festival.
an old school R&B festival.
Yeah, so
Like
that way I
some, but
get
make it
all
old
of it.
school.
Like,
yeah.
like Lovers and Friends is happening right now, but like make it like all the old school.
Like if
So
you was
glad I missed
like
that.
class of
I know, that's
1960,
what-
like
yeah.
you got to be in that like genre,
Yeah.
like generation of
Yeah.
like people. That
You
really
gotta
did.
drink dark liquor straight.
Now listen,
Sounds like my type of party.
okay.
Put some hair on your chest.
Yeah. I'll be here for that.
So I don't know, because like a lot of the people I would want it from have passed.
Yeah.
I don't really want it from TLC without Left Eye,
Yeah.
just because like she's such an integral part.
Would you be here for Little Mama being Left Eye?
I wouldn't be mad at it, but I do want to. I just want Lisa on stage
I
because
think
that
Lil' Mama
chemistry
could-
is one of a
could
kind.
carry it.
She could definitely do what she could definitely. She can't fill the slot, but
Right.
she could rise.
Oh, I
to the
forgot they
occasion.
did give her a shot and she was so winded. Remember on the award show?
Yeah, but I still don't have. Look,
yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about Little Mama because I feel like the majority of her career has been the community bashing her, and it's been unjustified the whole
She
time.
had that little stint on that, a judge show that she was
I
on
don't
for
know
a
if
little
it's been
bit.
adjusted.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
and
she
then
was-
She did the TLC.
and she's
She
really
did the
boosted
TLC
Leon.
movie. She did
Leon.
get really good in
Leon.
the TLC movie.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
She really
You said
rooted
what?
Leon me. She Leon, you think you're a girl, but you're not a girl. You're carrying yourself like a girl, but you're a man. You don't remember that when she bashed Naomi? And people always say we bash Little Mama for no reason. No, Little Mama does things to be bashed.
Well, that was one
She's not
really
Queen
bad
Aja.
moment, but like
Not Naomi.
said
The
what?
disrespect.
She's not Queen Aja.
What are you saying?
People bash Queen Aja
It's just-
online.
yeah,
also.
people
I
for
don't
no
know why.
reason, yeah.
I
They
don't
blame
know
her
why.
just for existing. Every
And-
bad thing that happens.
but
People
Lil
blame
Mama-
her for all the shit that we were talking about earlier. They blame her for that.
Yeah,
Like,
the mass shooting, right?
the
Yeah,
mass
it's
shooting.
like,
That was
Queen
all
Aja
her
was
fault.
there.
The nigga masturbating the mom and dad. That was
Yeah.
her fault too. Like
That was Queen
everything.
Aja's cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Little Mama has given us the cultural moments that have equated to her being this.
But no, correlation does not equal causation because that Breakfast Club interview still unjustified to this day. And I
Yeah,
love
they were
Charlamagne
there.
the
They
God,
were
but
there.
there was no reason.
They were there.
So yeah. Jeremy, did you give us any artists that you want a farewell tour from?
Honestly, I want a duo with Anita Baker and Sade.
Oh,
I really want that. I was telling my mom about that
Ooh,
the
if
other day.
Sade would be a good
Yes.
farewell concert.
Sade's not talking to us.
That's the problem, though. She don't want to talk to us
She
at
didn't
all.
want
And I'm
nothing.
like,
She want
ugh.
no fault, no bother.
That has to be
That I
Beyonce's
did.
influence. She had to
Mm.
learn silence from Sade.
Something.
Has
Yeah.
to. And if I can bring one person back, obviously it has to be Michael Jackson.
That would be a phenomenal farewell
Oh my
concert.
goodness. I hate we didn't get that neither.
Yeah, I do have. It's not on the topic of farewell concerts, but it's adjacent.
Mhm.
So the BMAs is today.
Mhm.
The Billboard Music Awards is tonight, and Travis Scott is coming back.
Mm.
Do you think that it's appropriate for him to come back, or should this be his farewell too?
No, he should
Oh.
come back. He's young. Shit happens. It wasn't all his fault.
Mhm.
I don't even think, in large part, it was his fault.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of people using him as the scapegoat because they didn't do their job.
Yeah.
But no, he should not be stifled for this. He's young. His career is pretty fresh. Like, no, anything to break a black man down. This industry is so corrupt.
Also, like he can't keep continuing. Like he's already, I feel like, said a lot of apologies about what happened. Like clearly he was very remorseful of the shit that happened, but like there's gonna be a point where he has to like move forward from it. Like he has to be like, okay, I have to come back into the public.
Yeah.
You know, I can't just not be out here saying anything, like, you know, and doing a performance is probably the first couple steps to doing it because he's already going to be asked about that. I'm sure he's probably going to coordinate that performance really, really well, hopefully. So it's very, you know, gets the point across, but also still like, you know, let people know that he's here. So that's interesting. But yeah,
I'm wishing him the best with this concert. I know all eyes will be on him, so hopefully he rises to the
That's what I was
occasion.
thinking too.
But yeah, that like people need to not hold that over his head because there's a lot of people that need shit held over their head, and the industry's not holding them accountable. So if you're not keeping that energy, leave him alone.
Yeah, I think if he opens up with like maybe a tribute, a couple kind words, and
Yeah.
then gets
That would be
into
smart.
and then gets into his new music, drop a new song because you know the kids are gonna eat it up because they all love Travis Scott.
Mhm.
Make a moment, be like, this is for the people who lost their lives. Make a little montage. I'm sorry. Do a little sad song.
and show your
Yeah,
face.
Yeah,
candles,
show your face,
candles for
please.
everybody who lost their lives or something like that, and then move into the new stuff.
And be
Travis, call me.
smart
We
about
still
it.
have about 3 hours. If you haven't got that together, call me. I'm available.
And be smart about it. Don't do any like false audience check-ins that would come across insensitive. Just like
Be
you said, do
genuine.
the tribute, get to the music, get off the stage. And that was all for the topic. Someone got comfortable.
Flashing.
But you forgot we doing a show?
lines.
Not you trying to improv and sing it. Did the budget get cut?
Yeah.
It's given.
Giving.
So today's question, it's time for the question of the day.
Oh.
Question.
Bitch, don't try and come for me.
Question.
Tell me what
Today's question of
Question.
you're such a fucking cunt. I knew you were gonna do it. All right.
Question.
Do y'all need to be separated?
Question.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I promise I'm done.
Today's question of the day is why do I have Kelvin as a co-host? The real question of the day is where are you right now and what do you need?
If you had asked me that last night, I would have given you a different
Oh, wow.
answer.
You know, every time you come on this show, we segue into some shit that is not kid friendly. Because I know exactly where we're going with this.
Okay,
I
like
ain't mad at it, but you gotta wait till
Wow.
we start to get right after dark.
Oh wow.
hey,
Um,
right after
after
dark,
dark.
I'm down for that.
But
What was the question again? Say it one more time.
where
What
are
do
you
you need
right
right
now
now?
and what do you need?
Where am I at right now? I
am I in
think.
therapy right now? What's going
Oh.
Am I in therapy?
We got to give you layers. We give you pop culture. We talk about men. We talk about sex, and then we get into some real things. We talked about like HIV advocacy and stigmatization. So like, the show's multifaceted.
Yeah.
We got to show them the gays is not just whores.
Exactly.
Here for it all.
I think right now I'm in a place of like children. No, not a place of children. I'm in a place of just like trying to. I think I was talking to you about this earlier. Trying to find like a place of stability in my life. Like I'm trying to feel like there's a. I feel like there's a place, and when you're getting into like this adulting thing, where like things start to level out and make sense. Where like, okay, my job is going really well. Like my skin is moisturized. I'm doing good. I'm eating healthy. I'm working out. I'm having a good social life. Like there are things that kind of balance out, and I'm kind of still waiting for that. Like I'm still was like, is this how all adults get to that point? Like, am I the only person that's going through this? Am I like, is this just me struggle? Like that kind of thing. Like I already have anxiety like a bitch. So it's like, I have to already work through the fact that there's going to be things I'm going to be naturally anxious about when I get older. But like, I'm still kind of like finding where my footing is, my grind. Like I've got a lot going on like this month, like the next couple stuff, but also like that keeps me like in a place of like, okay, if I've got all this good positive transitions coming in my life, like I'm all for a good transition. Like I need things that are going to shift in my life to allow me to learn and allow me to grow so I can have more experiences and be able to handle them better, especially if it's just me. Like it's not me taking care of somebody else or doing other things. Like I have to take care of me first. So I'm in a place of really trying to like just learn and grow, and also just really just have prosperity. Like that's been the main thing that I've been praying and manifesting for, is like I need prosperity. I need guidance in my life. Like I've really been trying to learn more, been reading and doing more like trying to feed my soul more, like trying to do things that are more gonna be rewarding in the next like 5-10 years, and like really just like to keep me sane, because like this, as we've seen, this world is losing its shit. So like we have to really find a place to kind of like stay centered and be like good. So that's where I'm kind of like at right now, and really where what I'm needing. I always need like encouragement, like it's never wrong for encouragement, a good laugh, really. Like that's been like the main thing that's been making me heal, is laughter and just finding little things. One thing I love about Twitter is that Twitter always has a good meme, or always there'll be something that pops up. Even if I miss something, like I'll see it later and I'm like, oh, I get what that meme is. Like I have some friends that, and like Jeremy will say, like we send memes to each other, all stuff. Like me and Jeremy have links of just drag race memes of all types of things. Like a good meme will really just kind of lighten my day, or just like little things that you can appreciate. Just finding something to change about your day that will give you some form of gratitude that you weren't expecting. Being kind to people, returning that energy that you want to receive, that kind of thing. Like I like when I go back, like I work 2 jobs, so like I can be easily to be wearing out, tired. You just kind of feel like you're giving all your time and energy to everything else and nothing's serving you. So I'm trying to like figure out where that happy place is, or where my new place of like happiness, because I feel like a lot of things have changed within me, especially from last year, the couple months. Like as I get older, things are gonna like learn. I'm gonna learn like more ways to, I guess, manage everything. But like right now, that's kind of just where I'm at. Like I kind of feel like that's my spot of growth. You know what I mean? My teachable moment, if you will. Jan is working with me on that.
Right, it's a process.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's my thing. But yeah, it's very much so a process. Like you learn something new every day. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Jeremy, Kelvin, who wants to go?
I think where I'm at now is just more at a place of peace, because I dealt with a lot of grief last year. And when one of the things that just happened where you don't really expect it to, obviously you don't expect it, and then it changes your life all around. So I think once you do, it's important to just know yourself and then what you really want out of this world, really. And then if you're one of those people where you do better by staying more so to yourself, or you have to be around a whole bunch of people, be around more people, needing that social interaction, I think it's important to just do things that's more best for you in those situations, and then just trying to figure out what makes you happy, and always trying not to get into those negative situations. And then when you feel like you do, your intuitions tell you that it doesn't matter. You just need to get yourself out of that, really. So I'm just, like I said, more at a place of peace and more with that, and then just trying to find what things make me happy, really, in these situations and stuff like that. So just trying to learning with the new adjustment and everything. And I think what I really want more so, we just turned 30, so it's kind of varies every day, because I think like that's a new transition, really, turning 30. So you're just trying to learn more about yourself. So it's just one of those things where with therapy and stuff, I'm learning every day, really. But I always just want that happy feeling and everything, that feeling of just happiness and just not more so of an emptiness inside. So I think just being around people that make you happy, doing things that make you happy, and then just, like I said, not getting to those negative situations, those negative thoughts and everything, because it will consume you. all day.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wear you out.
Absolutely.
I think where I'm at right now, like I mentioned earlier, it's just like a space where I'm very conscious of how I feel and just trying to figure out what's true from what's irrational, what's insecurity from what's fact. And I just need to exercise more self-love and patience within myself, and just making sure that I'm taking the steps and not being emotionally led, but intentionally led. Because there's some days where you're not in the mood to do the work, but if your intention is to better yourself, then you'll find a way to get it done every single day. So I have to lead with intention and not emotion. And I think that's where I'm at right now. Calvin?
I'm thinking I'm at a place that I am understanding that I deserve what I think I deserve.
Absolutely.
I think that sometimes we put ourselves in a spot that we're like, this would be nice if, or I would love to have that if I could, into the saying, I'm going to have that because I can. And I think that when we start to realizing that we have worked for these moments and that we have lived for these moments, then we start to appreciate them a little bit more, and we start to act as if they are ours. I think a lot of times, especially as Black men and Black gay men, we think that we don't deserve luxury, or we don't deserve to have certain things because they weren't allowed it to us before. So then sometimes when we get them, we don't know how to handle them. And that's when we get these pretentious gays. We talked about this a little bit before, and you get these people that feel like, oh, I need to put on this facade in order for me to look like I have this type of lifestyle. I'm doing this. And I've learned that even though that my star is rising, that I'm being blessed with blessings, that I don't have to act like I am better than anybody to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, man.
And I think that that's where I'm at now. I'm learning that me being who I am is an example of God's light shine through me, and who I am can be an example to other people if I remain kind and I remain grounded and I remain who I am at the base of it, and that could only bless me and others. So I think what I need right now is to understand the cross section between Black luxury and just being an example of how to be nice and how to be kind to others.
I love that. And that was all for the question of the day.
So many buttons.
Question.
Can we put these here?
I know, right? Let's get into If I Told You That. So today's If I Told You That is, if your country was a student in a university, which course would it get an A+ in?
Ooh.
My answer to that was
My country?
yes. If your
Like
country
the
was
United States of America?
If your country was what?
A subject.
was a student at a university,
Oh,
what would it get an
D-minus.
A+ in?
Oh, A
So-
plus in?
What
I thought
would it
we
get
were rating it D minus.
So if the U.S. was a student
At a university,
what would
what
be
course would it get an A+ in?
this country?
Fraud.
This, racism,
Fraud, racism,
history. As let's just say history. Well, no, actually, you said an A in.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, it's like the art of looking like you're doing better than you're doing.
Is that finessing?
Finesse.
Yes.
The art of finesse. Because this country is all a big facade.
I would say
it's bologna and a caviar. It's like when you open up those cookies at your grandma's
Oh,
house.
yes,
you think
and
it's
it's threads
cookies,
and
you
needles.
think it's weird. That is us. That's America.
I took a class in college called Persuasion, where you learn the art of persuading people to do what you do and what you like want them to do and what you don't want them to do.
Did you offer that?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
I was a communication major, so
Explains a
yeah.
lot.
I honestly, I failed that class because the teacher was terrible. But
Damn.
the U.S. would definitely get an A because they love persuading people to do folks out here, like do shit that is. They got you out here believing lies. So
And everything.
like
No.
this country get an A. I can't even say business because really we ain't get to that either.
They're horrible at business.
No.
Well, actually, yeah, because they claim they know about business and swear up and down that money is more important than people
Appropriation,
here. That's what people claim.
colonization,
No.
European history. They would get an A in European history. That would they would excel at that.
Stealing history.
Stealing.
Culture
history.
vulturing.
Okay.
I think we'll get an A in culture vulturing. I think America is the only country that has no culture. We borrow from other people's culture and then we make it our own.
Damn.
It's true. I think African Americans have culture.
Yeah.
And we create the culture for America. I think America as a whole has no culture. Everything that Black people do becomes popular culture, from rock, jazz, country, hip hop, clothes we wear, the food we eat, the way we eat it, the way we say things, the way we present ourselves, the way we look, the way we dress. Everything becomes American culture. Watered
American
down.
culture is Black culture.
I will give it to the Asians and the Latins, though. I feel like they do a
Yeah,
good job
yeah.
of like bringing their natural heritage to the Americas.
I do agree with that. But
Other
they are
than
also
that-
really, really smart at keeping it in their family. They don't let
Absolutely.
anybody appropriate them.
Yes, but that's a Black thing that we need to work on. But shout outs to the Asians and the Hispanics.
We need our own language. Like that's really what that's because language, like a big thing part of culture is like it's preserved through language. So like Asians and like Latinos, they have like they they speak their own language with each other. So there's certain things that are going to stay within that community because
Right.
it's passed only through that language. So if you can't speak it, you just don't know it.
Right,
period. So,
exactly.
I'm gonna work on that. Have our own language.
I think it's because we have so many different native tongues in Africa.
Facts.
I think in those other Spanish countries, Spanish is Spanish. They may have different like
Dialects,
Portuguese
yeah.
and Spanish may be just a little bit different. But in Africa, you have Swahili, and you have things that I don't know, and then you have other languages. There's like a whole bunch of languages. I don't know to go down the list because I'm fuck them all up. But I know there's like a lot of different native tongues in Africa, and I think that may be one of the reasons why we don't have those things.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was all for If I Told You That.
Good job, Eric. That was really pretty.
Thank you. You ready to give us a word?
No.
Give us a word.
Okay.
Oh, child. Kevin gonna be upset. He can't find his sound effect. Oh, escándalo.
Is it hiding from you?
It's right there. You passed it.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass big,
That's like my favorite sound effect.
Absolutely.
Take a deep breath, collect yourself, and then give it to the kids.
You know, uniquely speaking is about putting things back where you found them. That's what uniquely speaking will be about today. I think sometimes
drag them
in life and in general, when we're children, we learn how to clean up after ourselves. And it's kind of like put in like Barney, and it's like in the Teletubbies. We have all these songs in Sesame Street that teach us how to wash up after ourselves, how to put things back, and how we borrow things, we put things back to where it goes. And I think as we get older and we start getting a little bit more self-aware, we forget that other people around us are also in the same environment. And that comes either like if you're sharing roommate space with somebody, your roommate may leave beer on the counter and you're like, why the fuck is this beer on the counter? Like, I know that they know that we're supposed to put stuff up, or people just have different ways of living, and we're trying to learn how to live cohesively together. And I think when doing that, I've learned that there's a lot of patience that goes into living and working in a space that people often share, because sometimes people don't put shit back where it belongs. And I think even in our personal life, we want to go a little bit deeper. If we are borrowing and learning things from other people, we continue to give things to people, and people will borrow our energy, and people will borrow our advice. And sometimes they don't give it back and don't give back that energy and put it back where it belongs. It's misplaced energy. I may give you good advice, or I may spend the time with you, and then I get back anger, or I may get back animosity, or I may get back a response that I was not really feeling because it was coming from a hurtful place. And then we place it back in that place that we gave in a good spot. So now our misplaced feelings are no longer good because I got something back in return that was not what I gave to you, or it's not where it's supposed to be. So while we're here in the physical world, moving cameras, moving sound bites, making things difficult for the next show to come in and do their podcast, I think sometimes in our spiritual world, we also do the same thing. We move mics, we move cameras, we move lenses, we move attitudes, we move things and place them in wrong places in other people's lives to make their lives just a little bit more harder. So my uniquely speaking this week is when you are placing things on people or giving things people back energy reciprocated, make sure that it's put back in the place that was given to you. If it was given out of love, give something back out of love. If it was given from the heart, make sure you give something back from the heart. Because a lot of times we take for granted those gifts and those things that are there in those shared spaces that we have. And that's this week's Uniquely Speaking.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big, fat bitch?
How do you feel?
I hope whoever was listening got it.
Okay, well, we are at that point in the show where it's time for us to get ready to go enjoy our Sunday. So,
I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
what have we learned today? I have learned that it is very important that you place things back.
Yes, make it easier for the people coming behind you.
I've also been reminded that although the world is a little wild, there is still a lot of beauty in it. Even in this conversation, Kino, it's always a pleasure speaking with you, Jeremy. It was a joy getting to know you and meeting you. Every day there's something to look forward to. I think it's about perspective and just trying to find that energy for yourself. Like with all the negativity going on, like really try and find your joy and not happiness, because I find that happiness is a fleeting emotion, but joy is something that you can always have even on your rougher days. So just try and find that joy for yourself just to make life sweeter. That's what I've learned.
Yes. I've learned also to put things back where they belong.
Just reiterating.
I've also learned that when you are comparing old to new, remember that things were a certain way, they just may have been packaged a little different. So when we compare like old love to new love, there's the same type of love. People are still having the same human interactions, they're just packaged a little different. I've also learned that if you get police called to your home, make sure you just keep lube random places around the house just in case
Smart.
they want
my
to
God.
get off and get you off of your case. Yes, that's what I learned.
Right.
What have I learned? I've also learned to put things back where they belong. And I've just learned that this is just a journey. It's always a pleasure to be here. You serve legs every time I see you, which I appreciate. And they look amazing each and every time.
Thank you.
I learned it's Hoochie Daddy season. I learned that, you know, getting a cat call is a good thing every once in a while. Boost your self-esteem, you know, kind of that kind of thing. But also just take care of yourself. You know, it's crazy out here, as we clearly see, and you just want to be in a good space. Life is short, you know, do what makes you happy, but also make other people happy. Spread joy, you know, be kind to people, you know, that kind of thing. You never know what the impact that your words will have on people. And yeah, just, you know, just enjoy your life, you know, really just have that good moment. Y'all really made my morning today. This has been like one of the highlights of when I always come to LA. I'm like, oh, I need to be like, I would love to be on the podcast. Like it's part of my request. Like I need to be in that, got a good energy and just like, you know, talk, like being amongst like, you know, prosperous Black men is always a good thing. So I always like that. That was what I learned today.
Amen.
Yes, I definitely enjoyed coming to the podcast because this, like I was telling Keelan, this is something very different for me. Because I'm that person. I'm always in the cut, just minding my business, not talking to nobody, somewhere high as hell. But I think just knowing who you are, and like you said, and just knowing how you feel at that moment, because misplaced anger is a thing. And when people can say one thing that just triggers you and makes you upset, so you definitely want to make sure how you feel. And if you just need to step aside or just not participate in whatever's going on that day, just do that. And then also when you're just doing what makes you happy, wearing whatever, listening to whatever the case may be, you are more likely to bring more good into the world. So it's always good to just do whatever makes you happy. And if that makes people uncomfortable, they're just not for you.
Yeah.
They can be family, friends, everything. Like Terry said, fuck the family if you have to, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And also, Brandy's legendary. I don't care what nobody says.
That's it.
She's just legendary.
Stop playing with her legacy.
Full Moon top 5 R&B albums. Period. Period.
It's my favorite.
My favorite album. Was so good.
It was so good. Tell the people where we can keep up with you guys on social media.
Oh, you can go.
Okay, so my social media handle, my Twitter is Lloyd Ivy Alex, LLOYD IVALEX, and on Instagram you can follow me on Kino's World, KINOS_WRLD. Like my pics, like my videos. You know, I be putting funny shit on there from time to time. You know, I'm an avid supporter. You know, it's just hit me up. See when I like talk shit. You know, chat it up with me. I like to be friendly.
Love that.
Well, you can add me on Instagram or Twitter, Peace Love Jer. I literally only post memes, but you know, I will talk to you if you want to talk. So yeah.
Okay. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to keep up with me on IG at The World According to Eric, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Devante.
Yes, and I'm Kelvin Unique, KelvinEunique on Instagram. Flip that to Unique Kelvin on your Twitter. And then make sure you follow the Get Right Radio Show, the Get Right Radio Show on Instagram to stay up to date with us and all of our good, exciting news because we're planning something super duper dope for our 250th episode.
Excuse
so make sure
me?
you're there. So make
You've
sure
had
you're
that
there.
many shows.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. This is 245.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're planning
Time
something
just
big.
flies.
Yeah,
That's
Flies.
insane.
it's gonna be fun. But then also make sure you're downloading the Good News Radio app so you can listen to our show and a lot of other really, really dope shows on this podcast station.
Absolutely. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got right.
That's right. Get right or get left.
Bitch, you better get right. Yay.
Yeah.
Bye, StreamYard.
5 people up there.